acting foolish. Try to get them funds, I'm killing the mic just like I ran the jewels in. Y'all gonna get done up front and on that kid with an attitude. You can't really blame this motherfucker, it's doing what he had to do. Dirt. I'm about that cash flipping, I'm getting it on and off the market. Not about that VIP, not me, not never been a fan of clubbers. All about that RIP for all of my Jesus gone departed. All about that finish, what I started, I'm about that.
Top down, like you're not ready. We ride, we move heavy. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night. Top down, like you're not ready. We ride, we move heavy. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night.
Nothing about it. Wanted me, I could bring the drama. But it ain't by chance, I'm fucking rapping. You don't really want a problem. Made a little cash in the back end, but still rap like homie starving. Yeah, y'all ain't gonna ask who the man is. Hope I'm gonna be like, beg your pardon. I'm about that.
Top down, like you're not ready. We ride, we move heavy. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night. Top down, like you're not ready. We ride, we move heavy. So high, we see the whole city. We own the night.
Oh yes, we do. We own the night, and how about let's put some papers down on the daytime too. We feel like we own that one as well. Welcome to the YSN Power Hour. DJ Oakley right here on the other side of the table, all decked out in hoops jerseys. It is Brendan Miller making his triumphant return, and also another triumphant return, Tristan Reynolds, and the other guy. He's still here. It's Quinn Pushkar. Guys, welcome back. First off, you two, thanks for coming back, Quinn. We appreciate it. We think so far. We're only 2 minutes in, so we'll see how the rest of the 3 hours go. Tristan, how you feeling? Feeling better?
A little bit better.
Okay, a little bit better.
Still like coming out one of the ends. It's not very, solid. It's not.
So I heard a rumor that you watched the entire Power Hour on Tuesday from the toilet. True or false?
Oh, most of it.
So you can add you can do all your, add your own coloring to that coloring book right there. B, welcome back. You're the only one not wearing a Laker jersey on that side of the table.
Yeah.
How's it feel?
I mean, it's kind of disappointing because, I didn't know we were getting a little Lakers thing going on. But, I'm glad I'm wearing Youngstown State one. It's something, I take pride in.
We're proud of you. And you're going to go to Youngstown State. So there you go.
I don't know about playing basketball there, but...
Well, you can always go on as a walk-on, see how it goes. We have some connections. And then how are you doing today?
Great. It's a great day.
Dynamite
Happy to be
day.
here.
Are you?
Sure.
Truly happy to be here?
Absolutely.
And
Anytime I get to spend with you is a great day.
Well, we all know that's BS. You had a chance to tell everybody a story about your Mustang. There was an incident, and then there was another incident last night with your tire. So let's start at the front and tell everybody how the old Stang's doing.
Not good. Not good. So about a week and a half ago, smacked a deer.
Ooh.
Got it good too.
Don't know where the deer is. No clue.
He wasn't checking
Did
on
pretty
the
good damage to the car. Spent a little bit, fixed it, got it all in last night, chipped it in, all that stuff, fixed it. Went to pull out, ran over a screw, popped the tire.
Oh, my favorite part, not that I want you to have any kind of bad things happen to you, but what he won't tell you is he left YSN early yesterday to go fix his car and ended up running over the screw and popped his tire.
Ooh,
so
that's karma.
It is a little bit of karma,
It's not
a little bit of YSN karma right there. And how are we doing on the Mountain Dews? I've heard nothing but people trying to hit us up with Mountain Dews. Where are you at?
Good, bring them in. I need them. 17.
So you hit 4 between yesterday and today. I don't think that's going to cut it, though.
I have until like 3 weeks from now.
4 day, yeah, I guess.
Wait,
So.
what's the new one here?
Oh, okay. So
17.
explain it to Tristan. He was on the pot when we were talking about it.
Really?
So Mountain Dew's doing a thing where they're giving out, like each bottle has a state on it. This one doesn't, because I was running late this morning. But so they each have a state and a code in the cap and all that stuff. So you scan the code or whatever, and you scan the bottle, and you get credit for the state. Once you collect all 50 states, you get $100, basically. And yeah, so I'm doing it for $100, which then when you calculate how much it cost to buy a Mountain Dew, and 50 of them, it's going to cost me $89.50. So really, I'm only getting $10.50.
The experience, though.
But yes, and I drink it anyway, so why not have a goal?
So since and Tristan brought these in, so I want to give you your props. So you brought in Faygo. We got Faygo grape on this side and Ohana lemonade. What do you think would happen if they had their own giveaway? Like Mountain Dew's giving away $100. What do you think Faygo would give away?
Oh,
Would anybody even know that?
Like a book of stamps and
like half drinking 2 liter. Sorry, this is all we got left.
like a ham and a thing of stamps.
Expired lottery ticket.
It's a loser.
Thanks.
But, I was thinking about that the other day. Like, we don't live the high society like Quinn all the time with Mountain Dew. So we get the what is it, the Mountain Lightning or whatever it is.
Mountain Explosion.
What's the Dr. Pepper one?
Dr. Thunder.
Dr. Thunder. And then it's just Sam's Cola, I
Yeah.
think, for the other one. That's the way we live here. We're living dime to dime, and Quinn is drinking the champagne of pop over there with Mountain Dew just to get to the $10.50, which we will get you. We will make sure that you get it. And then you are entered to win $1 million, to which you already said you will give us half. So we got that going for us.
Keep plugging away.
So if you're out there and you're a YSN fan and you're a Mountain Dew drinker, don't scan the code if you have the states. Quinn's going to have a blog up tonight. We are going, now the pressure's on because we just announced it. We're going to have the blog up tonight, and you will be able to contribute to this. And if you do, we will give you a shout out right here on the Power Hour on YSN. Guys, a lot of stuff to talk about, starting with Scene Park last night. 16Us were in action. And let's take a look on how they did, if I can get the standings. 16Us get the updated standings. We had a no-no last night.
Ooh.
Josh Reed of Dura Edge threw a no-hitter, and it was pretty spectacular. It's a nice write-up by Anthony Hartwig this morning on ysnlive.com. This site's not helping me out at all. So there was a no-hitter. There was a couple. The Astro Falcons flexed their muscles last night in a time-sensitive game. It went the entire 2 hours, and the Astro Falcons started out slow. Started out with 4 runs against them, and then just turned it up. They scored 7 runs in the bottom of the first and never looked back. And then the Avalanche got their first win of the season last night. So hats off to them for a big win. And we are going, man, this thing is not helping me at all. Sorry, boys. I had it all lined up, and now it's not doing anything. So let's look at the 18U standings at first. It's the Astro Falcons in first place, 5-0 on the season, leading the way with 41 runs against or 41 runs for and 5 runs against. Then it's Creekside at 4-2, Prospects 3-3, Whiting 3-3, Ballistic 2-3, Roth Brothers 2-3, Eagleware 2-3, Nightline 2-3, Avalanche 2-3, and Dura Edge at 2-4. Big game tonight between the Astros and the Prospects. And Ron Potesta will have that game for you here this evening on ysnlive.com. We will take a look at the 16U standings right now and how they line up. And it's Nightline, 5-0, and man, have they been good. Frank Giordano has been lighting the world on fire with his team of recruits. 33 runs for, 9 runs against. In second place with a 5-0-1 record are the Astros. So you look at that tie that they had on Sunday could come back and haunt them, but they will face Nightline. I believe it's Sunday, so we'll check that out. 56 runs for, 11 runs against. I mean, they are pummeling the baseball, and they're doing pretty well on the mound too. Dura Edge in third place, 4-2. Whiting 3-3. Ballistic 2-2-1. Eagleware 2-3-1. Then you have 2-4-1 at Creekside. Avalanche 1-4. Roth Brothers 1-4. Prospects 1-4. All with 1 draw as well. So when you look at that, guys, Avalanche getting on the board last night, that's big. That means every team in the league has at least 1 victory to its name. How much does that do for your confidence whenever you can beat a team that's above you in the standings, regardless if it's a game, a half game, whatever?
It just sparks you up. It's like, hey, we can't play some ball, so might as well go play. So once you don't have, being defeated is so terrible. You know what I mean? It becomes a habit. So once you get that first one out of the way.
Do you think it's like a benchmark? Like, all right, we get the coach speak is the first one's always the hardest, right?
Yeah.
Is that true?
Yeah.
To me, the last
Yeah.
one's always the hardest. The championship, right? The one you want for the ring, the one you want for your
Yeah.
name and lights. To me, that's always the hardest one. I get what they're coming from, get it underway, but I think it's bigger when you beat a team that's ahead of you in the standings and you can tie things up a little
Yeah.
bit.
Yeah,
Or
and-
coming out of like a slump or something like that too.
And especially with Scene Park, like with the competition there, I mean, it's just unbelievable. Really, no matter what age group and what team you have, I mean, the competition is going to be tough every night. So if you can get one victory under your belt, it's going to spark something, and it's just going to roll on, roll on. I mean, obviously you're gonna play teams that are going to be a lot better than you on one night. That's how baseball works. But I mean, you're going to be, if you get one victory under your belt, you're going to have a lot more confidence than you had before.
We're getting a update from Steve Leslie on the YSN chat on Facebook. Astros 9-0 today over the Stallions in the Midwest Elite Tournament. AJ Havrilla, the Moose, with a complete game shutout. So
There you go.
already back up and running are the Astros. So I talked to Steve last night. He said it's going to be a long day for these guys. So we would like to be able to, get a run rule game so that way we can kind of get some rest,
Yeah.
right? They went the entire 2 hours. They only pitched 3. Jake Gerdick didn't get out of the first inning. It was a tough outing for him. But on the other side, you had the opposing pitcher for Whiting didn't get out of the first inning either. So you had 2 pitchers that never made it out of the first inning. I've never seen that before. That was a first for me. And then you have 2 pitchers that go right after. Tell you what, Will Morrow is a name you're going to want to remember because that young man can hurl the baseball. He is he stopped, came in, there was bases loaded, nobody out. He struck out 3 in a row. And that's really what propelled the Astros, gave them the momentum back. And, of course, here they go again. The Astros are in a tournament out in where is that? I think he said it was North Ridgeville, outskirts of Cleveland, Akron area, and they've got a 9-0 shutout already off the arm of AJ Havrilla. Let's take a look at the 14 U's while we're still on the topic. Astro Falcons are at the top of those standings as well. They had rainouts earlier this week, so you're going to see that it's going to still be 4-0 for the Astro Falcons. 47 runs for, 8 runs against. Prospects 3-1, trailing the Astro Falcons. They've got 21 runs for, 27 runs against. So it's not often you see teams at the top of the schedule. I'm sorry, the standings that have more runs against than they do runs for. But that could be just a bad game.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. One of those scenarios where you look at it. As we've got a caller early on the YSN hotline. We'll pick it up here. Go ahead. You're live on the YSN hotline. Who are we talking to?
Just say happy birthday to AJ Havrilla.
A happy birthday to AJ Havrilla.
Yeah, 16.
Big 16. AJ's the only player that I know of in the Class B that's played a 14U, 16U, and 18U game all in one day.
That's right. That's right. I'm watching now.
Well,
okay.
that's a big day. It's a big start for AJ. A 9-0 shutout to start the day for him.
All right.
Thank you very much. Thanks for the call.
All right. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye. So there you have it. AJ's birthday today. So
It seems
happy
like
birthday,
everyone plays
AJ.
better on their birthday. I swear, everyone does.
I think because you feel a little bit older, you
Yeah,
feel a
you
little
feel
bit
like you got a little
wiser,
more
and
pep in your
you
step,
feel
and
like, you're going
Like
to
the
pepper
day's
some.
about you, like you want to go out.
Yeah,
Yeah,
nobody
exactly.
steals your
Yeah,
birthday.
yeah.
Like, and if I know the Havrillas, and I know the Havrillas, they celebrate as you see. Happy birthday to AJ Havrilla out there. Proud of you, and especially proud this morning because take the rest of the day easy, young
Yeah.
man, because you already got a shutout on that right arm of
Yeah.
yours. When you look at it, guys. Let's finish off the standings here real quick. Creekside 2-1, 2-1 for Avalanche, 2-2 for Whiting. A to Z 1-1 with a draw to their name. Then you have Eagleware with 1-2. Broth Brothers 0-2-2. 0-2-2 also for Ballistic and 0-3-1 for CSA. They're still looking to get on the board. 3 teams still looking for that first win. We talked about how important it would be when you're one of those 3 teams and you're looking up at the Astro Falcons at the top. Is there a little bit of, okay, we can get them. We can still get them because all these games are condensed into about a month and a half.
Yeah.
It just, especially with the time limit, all you need is one roll, one bounce, one kick, one boot, one pass ball, and then
Yeah.
you're in control. If you could just get out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's the thing about baseball. It's just one of those games that if a couple bounces like he said go
Yep.
your way, you can win the baseball game. That's the fun thing about baseball is that you get one little thing going your way, and it could completely shut down the whole other team.
Well, not to beat a dead horse, but you've been part of some of those teams that
Yeah.
were not very good, and you go into the playoffs, you win a state championship. I
Yeah.
mean, you guys had a losing record
Yeah.
going into the state playoff or
Yeah.
the state playoffs, state
Yeah.
tournament.
Yeah, and I mean it was funny because we joked around, and the first game we were like, okay, we're not gonna make it far. Just have fun, and we're just gonna just go out and have fun. And first game we completely smoked the ball, and we got the bounces, we got the rolls, and then we're like, okay, we can get something going. And then each game after that, and you were calling the games, you got to see little bounces go our way, balls finding gaps when they shouldn't have, and getting walks and all that. And those little walks and all that stuff, those little details of baseball won us those games. And it just happened to have our whole entire team was hitting the ball at the same time with those bounces. So those little details can add up more than people think in the game
Missed
of
fly
baseball.
balls,
yeah,
missed
yeah.
foul balls.
Missed fly balls are terrible. Terrible.
Tristan still believes that if they would have caught the foul ball, that Crestview would have the path that South Range had.
I didn't say the path. I said it would have been easier.
I remember when someone, I'm not going to name any names, wearing Laker jerseys in the middle of the table, said, if South Range, or if we would have caught that ball, we've been state champions. We've been state champions.
We could have been. Could have been.
We
We
could have
lost.
been.
Lost to the team that won it.
You did lose
So
to the
tell
team
me
that
I'm
won
wrong.
it. And that's the beauty about tournaments is if you lose, and after you lose, you kind of start rooting for the guy that beat you to win the state championship because you
Yeah.
go, well, if we were beat, at least it was the guys that won the state.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or girls
Oh,
that
yeah.
won the state.
Yeah. No, I mean, it was just like that whole tournament was just crazy because we were facing these teams that just we look at them and we're like, okay, like, we have no chance at all. And we played Medina, I think.
Yep.
Medina,
yeah.
Medina, yeah. They had two pitchers, one and two, that were going to D1 colleges, and we smoked the ball against them. We beat them. We put up 9 runs against them. Like, I mean, it was just one of those games where just we clicked, and I mean, like again, those little details and going down to state, that was just
I'll never forget the feeling in the stadium because that line drive down the left field line that Jake hit,
Oh, yeah.
that caught the line by this much,
yeah.
changed the entire complexion of that game.
Yeah.
Like it took all the wind right out of the one side of the stadium and put it right into
yeah.
the burgundy and gold. That was, for me, that was probably one of the more exciting things, other than when you guys actually won the state championship.
Yeah.
There was a pinch me moment
Mm-hmm.
when you won it because I'm like, my goodness, they actually did it.
Yeah.
Anthony's crying to my left, he's sitting with the tissues like baby Wawa, and it was the first ever state championship at South Range for a team sport.
Yeah.
So it was cool.
Yeah.
But it was also, you said the bounces, the hops,
Mm-hmm.
the atom balls that are being hit at Young's that season. I mean, there was
Yeah.
2 double plays
Yeah.
that was right at him.
Yeah,
And,
and
if it's a half foot to his left, that's a
Yeah.
line drive RBI.
Yeah, and then you got to see me jump onto the pile and completely knock heads with.
Oh yeah, you were
Did you?
concussed.
Yeah, yeah.
You were concussed.
Yeah, I was concussed for about 2 weeks after that.
You were lights out.
Did they do the hallway thing for you guys when you guys were leaving to go to the game? Like everyone come out during school and stuff.
Yeah, we did.
That'd be pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
walking out, seeing all, especially those
That would
little-
be awesome.
Those little young kids looking up like, man, this kid's
Yeah, we went through the
awesome."
whole entire like elementary, middle school, and I'm just like walking through. Like I was a manager on the team. Like I didn't play, but I was walking through. Like like I feel so cool. I don't even play.
Yeah, you felt like
Yeah.
you felt like a champion.
Yeah, no, I mean it was just a special experience, and like I said on Tuesday, like the WrestleMania, I will never forget that. I will never forget that moment.
Oh no, there's nobody at South Range
Yeah.
that's gonna, especially Paul Munson. He will let you know every time. He wears the ring very proudly, almost as his wedding band. So make sure if you see Paul, just make sure you see. First off, ask for the ring, and then ask for the tattoo because he has a tattoo
Yeah.
of the state
I
champion.
mean, you do know that they were like that was a coach thing, right? Like,
Yeah, but the way I understand it, Paul's the only one that actually went through with it.
yeah,
I probably wouldn't have.
No,
No,
what
there's
I'm
no
saying,
way.
you let some time go by, like, oh yeah, you just want to enjoy this, and then
He
hope
went that
everybody
night. He
forgets
said,
about
I'm
it.
going tonight, guys.
He waited almost a year, I think,
think so.
and to get the tattoo. So Paul Munson out there with the tattoo of the state championship for South Range. He's got the SR on it.
That's
Is it the
awesome.
flag?
yeah.
Which is one of my favorite logos.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
it's
Oh, yeah.
it's really cool. But yeah, if you ever run into Paul Munson, whether it's at a wedding or he's umpiring a fast pitch softball game, just hey, can I see your tattoo on your leg? What do you got there? What do you got there, fella? One of those. Quinn, you have any tattoos?
No.
No tattoos of Jordan?
No.
Ooh, that could be good. That could be something down the
There
line.
you go.
Not gonna happen.
Put them both on. LeBron and Jordan.
Yeah. But you're wearing a Kobe shirt. You're wearing a Kobe
That's-
jersey.
It's Laker week.
It's Ohio Laker week. All right, let's talk about Ohio Lakers real quick before we get to our regular stuff. You haven't said anything yet.
It's fine.
So,
Basking in all of this.
no, you're not.
I'm enjoying it. I'm
You're counting the dimes as everybody else talks, and you
taking
sit
a
there
step
fiddling.
back
with-
and enjoying where I'm at. That's all.
Talk to us about the Lakers, how you're feeling going into the weekend, and how the ladies are looking.
I'm excited. We get basketball back, so it's fun. I'm excited. Had a full team last night at practice. They're
squad?
ready to go. Yeah,
Inner squad. So how did were they rusty?
a little bit. I mean, some of them were. I mean, we're still not 100% on some of them, but for the most part, we're ready to go and just excited to play.
How many do you have on the roster?
13 total. I'll probably play with 10 this weekend.
And talk about your team. I mean, who's the ladies to look out for?
That's tough because they're all top to bottom. They're all ones that you should look out for, honestly. I would say the Howard twins from McDonald, Molly and Maddie. Those two are going to be fighting for spots to make it into the college ranks most likely this year, and going into senior year at McDonald, they're going to have a good year. Kennedy Miller from Western Reserve is one of them. She's the one that makes us go. She's our point guard. She's going to keep us moving. Who else? Grace Whitmer from Columbiana. She's one that's going to be pushing that tempo with Kennedy and keeping us moving. Oh, geez, that's tough. I'm trying to think of some other ones.
Well, it's your team, so I hope you
Yeah.
know them.
Yeah, I mean, I know them, but I'm sitting here, I'm thinking.
I'm impressed with you have 13
Yeah.
or 8. That's a solid number. Having anything over 10, having 10 on an AAU team is.
Yeah.
I mean, I always try to keep 10, 5 and 5 subs, so it makes it easier. But being a summer schedule, some people work and all that stuff, so you kind of bump it up a little bit in case somebody misses. Who else? I would say probably the one I'm most looking forward to, because she's new to our team, is Marissa Ventura from Maplewood. She was a sophomore last year, averaged 23 a game or something like that, just putting up some crazy numbers up there. She's new for us, and just kind of excited to see how she plays on that level. So,
Now, is AAU similar to what they do in the Class B League, where you have to sign contracts and okay, there's no contracts?
No.
So you could go from another team to the Lakers, or from the Lakers to another team.
you could.
At
I
your-
mean, you're paying for it, so you pick. If you want to leave, go ahead. But
Wow.
It's,
I mean,
It's not
you already
cheap.
paid me, so
it's not
you want to
cheap.
get
But
out
like
of that
year
money.
to year,
Fine,
I'm
go
saying
ahead.
like year to year.
Year to year, yeah. No, you could leave whenever you want
You
to.
can jump from jump ship. Do you oftentimes, is there like a highlight, like a big recruiting area, like a month that you're like, okay, I need to go find this because these players are gone, whether it be moving to another team or moving on by graduation.
Kind of.
What month is that?
It's tough because like a lot of the recruiting stuff that we do is during actual high school season. Like just kind of sitting there watching games and stuff like that. And I would say probably about January would probably be the toughest month. That's kind of when you want to get out there because you're mid-season for high school and all that stuff, and you kind of get into seeing who's actually producing and stuff like
Well,
that.
you just throw them your card, like, hey, I'm
Hey,
Coach
by the way.
Pushkar.
No, I don't. I have the privilege of being with girls that have been there for a while, so they kind of recruit for us.
Oh,
So like Molly and Maddie Howard, being one of the higher up players in this area, Molly's kind of like, hey, come play with us. We're playing AAU and stuff like that.
you
Come
know
play
who
with me.
you should hire right now to be your recruiter? Anthony Hartwig.
He'd be at everything.
He'd be first off, he'd be a Twitter hound on all of, I mean, he's unbelievable on Twitter. Also, you could have Potesta join with you because Potesta's a good follow on Twitter. And you could have them all just be like, hey, this is Ron Potesta, this is Anthony Hartwig of the Ohio Lakers. We're the recruiting specialists, and we'd love to have you come in and visit with our coach Quinn Pushkar and Eric Bailey. I mean, I think that'd be a smart move for you because, listen, Anthony knows every girl that plays every sport of all time.
I can't have Potesta walking into a girls' basketball game being like, hey, come play for this kid. Like, you see Ronnie kind of run. Scares me.
Not if he wears that new shirt, though.
True.
Which new shirt?
The Po Nose or whatever.
Oh, the Pono shirt.
That'd be sweet. They'd be like, he's got swag.
So Anthony
Still scary, though.
Anthony and Poe came up with this idea that they're going to have Poe do like all these different things, starting with a Zamboni drive. I think it's brilliant. I think
Wait, he's gonna drive one?
Yeah. Well, he's going to ride shotgun on one. And we're going to mic him up. So
okay.
I think that having a Poe No series that's kind of tongue in cheek would be really, really
That would be
good.
sweet.
Like how to hit a fastball with Ron Potesta. And you just like we find a batting cage. I think they still have them at Sports World. So you just put him in the fastest batting cage and let him go. And like if he hits 1 out of 10, I think he celebrates that one.
Yeah.
You know. So I think they're onto something here
That'd be funny.
that we could
That would be
definitely
funny.
do. How to do the butterfly in the pool with Ron Potesta. And he
That would be awesome.
comes out in the Speedo, which would be awesome because that would be. But I gotta say, the Pono shirts, the marketing is going to be brilliant. I can't wait to see him with the shoulder pads on and no shirt underneath, with the baseball bat across his shoulders. We're really excited for that. So we're taking on the Bo Nose of the, was that the 90s?
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna Poe knows he's our jack of many trades is Ron Potesta. So I still think he could be a recruiter for you. He and Anthony would be gangbusters.
He seems persistent.
Like I just
Is
feel
he
like
persistent?
if you brought that in, like Cheryl Swoops would be on your roster. Like tell me she's not dead, right? I don't know.
I don't know.
I think she's still alive. I know
I
there's
would
a couple of
assume so.
WNBA players that passed
no
away.
idea.
Like Rebecca Lobo would show up like to be on your roster because that's
That'd be sweet.
Anthony.
Oh,
He
yeah.
would line him up. You have no interest in that?
I got 13. I'm good. I'm confident with that.
If 14 was Rebecca Lobo, you'd take Rebecca
Oh,
Lobo.
Well, I'd get kicked out of every tournament, but yeah.
You would or she would?
I would. Our whole team would. She's 30 years old.
She's probably older than
Well, you
that.
can do the bench warmers. I am 12.
Yeah. You give the old, like, in green crayon. I am 12. I am not Rebecca. It could be Rebecca Robo. So there you go. So that you've got your first. What's the tournament you're going to be on Saturday?
It's a Pittsburgh shootout. I don't know what the title of it is, but it's a Pittsburgh shootout. We're playing 2 on Saturday, 2 on Sunday.
You guys just went to one last week, right?
The program started last week with Huxold's group and Coach Johnson's group.
Okay.
Anything else for the good of the group?
No, good
Any
to go.
shout outs?
Ready to go?
Chris Huxold,
No, I'm ready to go.
ready to go? 4-0?
That's the plan.
There you go.
I love hearing that. I love the confidence he doesn't exude. Like, how do you get pumped up, like, for your girls? Like, I imagine your speech is like, well, we're just going to go out on the floor and stuff.
They're ready to
and,
go.
You know,
I don't have to do anything. They're ready to go. They're all
I gotta say
competitors.
something.
okay, go.
No,
Oh.
I'm saying, yeah. You know what I mean?
What do you think his pump-up speech would be? Coach Quinn's pump-up speech.
Oh, man, I don't
Well, first he'd have his Mountain Dew. He'd be like, well, you know, I think you guys should go out and do something and you know, go win one for the Gipper. And yeah, I mean, if
guess
you want
just
to,
have fun.
if you want to pass, and if you want to shoot, just shoot it. And
Come to Pittsburgh. Come watch us play. You can watch Bailey play later.
no, like, I'm not going to Pittsburgh to watch girls basketball.
It's fine.
Come to East Palestine,
I come to East Palestine every day.
not with
Touche.
your squad.
No, not gonna happen.
I would like to see that.
Cue
I don't know who
up.
you would play.
Yeah, nah,
Smack.
no,
Let's call up Kyla Jameson.
I'm good. I'm not playing that team.
You don't want to play Smack?
Smack Nation.
Smack Nation. I don't even know who they are. I just know it gets under your skin, so that's what we're rolling with.
No,
You got him.
I know that team.
irritated yesterday, 2
Oh, we
days
got
ago.
him.
I will
You were
not
fired
talk
up.
about
Yeah,
Smack.
you should have seen it.
Why?
Not gonna happen.
You're not going to talk Smack on Smack?
No.
Smack Nation.
Smack Nation. See, Tristan's already on board.
That's what they call them. Smack Nation.
Is it really?
Yeah.
You know them?
Yeah, I coach against them. We never beat them. We never beat them. They probably
You and me both, brother. I beat Smack once.
Once.
Did
you throw the bottle of champagne on yourself?
No, I wanted to get out of there. Carlos was giving me a look. I wanted to get
Who?
Carlos.
Is that the
guy
coach?
He's one of the coaches, yeah. He's Kyle's coach.
He was giving you a look?
He was giving me a look, so I got out of there.
Dude, you're supposed to have no fear. Like, you beat somebody, own it. Own it. Like, I'm not saying don't be a good sport.
Humbled. I'm a humble guy.
Since when?
Since ever. I'm humble.
Back to the do.
Yeah.
Always.
Back to the do. All right, we got a lot to talk about other than Quinn's humility. We are going to talk about the Hall of Fame game being canceled in Canton. We're also going to talk about the enshrinement being pushed back. Not necessarily in agreement with that. We'll get your thoughts. Chad Ochocinco is back in the news, taking a page out of the government handbook, and he is going to give away a little bit of money on his own starting July 1st. So, Quinn, maybe you could jump on that one, too. Imagine if you win $1 million from Mountain Dew, and then
There you go.
a couple
And
bucks
from
from
Ochocinco.
Chad Ochocinco, too. We're going to talk about the Corona crowds. Which side do you end up on? Is it nobody, or do you want fans at the venues? Vince Carter finally officially retiring from the NBA. We're going to talk about Mike Tyson. We talked about the biopic the other day. Mike Tyson, a little interesting statistic. We're going to talk about how he spent his money the first 3 years out of prison. All that and more on the YSN Power Hour. We want to take your calls. Already one under the belt. Happy birthday, AJ Havrilla. YSN hotline is open, 330-886-0813. Be back after this.
21
Good evening,
News.
and thank you for joining us.
Let's get right to our top
More
story
experienced reporters
tonight. A new Wilmington
At
restaurant.
GM Lordstown,
telling more local stories
We'll look at
baby
efforts
boy
to
is
curb
recovering from a broken.
around our
Good
valley
Community in
afternoon.
Niles,
We are
one
here in
Canyon Valley
Youngstown, right
business.
because you expect
important for everyone. No place like home.
more local news.
Then Mercer County
Before
Court
they become life-threatening.
21 News is our valley's #1 local news.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. This segment of the show sponsored by G. Burbick Farms. You just heard his commercial. It just tastes better. Visit them on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Their farm to your freezer. It is the best beef on this side of the Mississippi. And proud sponsors. You see behind me, right above my head right there. Proud sponsor of YSN since day one, and that's why he is, and we are sitting in the G. Burbick Farm Studios here in East Palestine. We want to talk to you. YSN hotline is open, 330-886-0813. A lot to talk about, guys. Let's start with the Hall of Fame game. The Steelers, the Cowboys, America's teams not playing.
It's depressing.
Yeah, it is a little bit
I
depressing.
planned on everything just to go. Like, I wanted to go so bad, but it is what it is, I guess.
Now, you're a tailgater, so whether
Yes.
you get a ticket or not, you're going.
I'm hanging out with Jeff Reed in the parking lot.
Beating up toilet paper dispensers.
The last time the Steelers played there, he went and got kicked out, didn't he? In the Hall of Fame game. Cause
Was that it?
I think it was, yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was a Super Bowl, but I think you're right.
It was
now that I
Hall-
think about
yeah.
it. Jeff Reed. Wow. That's a name I haven't heard for a while. I mean, where do you stand on this? I mean, we just got baseball back. Literally, 24 hours ago? Maybe 48 hours ago? Now you look at all the other sports are coming back at some point in July, and then the NFL and the Pro Football Hall of Fame say, we're just going to nix this one. I mean, that's the part that doesn't piss me off. Like, I'm okay with the game not being played. The enshrinement, though. I mean, Bill Cowher and you have Troy Polamalu are headlining that entire class. They're not going to be able to do that. They're waiting till next year. They're pushing it till next year, which I don't understand because now it sets off this ripple effect. So they're either going to do double class next year, and I don't know this. So if somebody knows what they've decided to do, call in or leave a message in our YSN chat, or they push everything back a year. I don't like either one. I don't like either situation. Just enshrine them this year and let them go.
They're gonna run into each other next year, like you said. Yeah, but not. So Polamalu and Cowher are supposed to be the two main guys, correct? Is that what you said?
I think they're the headliners, but I'm a Steelers fan, so.
So if you do get pushed back, are you gonna have 4 instead of 2?
Yeah, well, the problem is they can have 10 people being enshrined or 12 people, like however many people being enshrined. It's already a long thing, and I'm okay with it because for what you've done, your body of work, you are being enshrined forever into Canton, Ohio.
Yeah.
You deserve to have the podium for as long as you want it.
Yeah.
The problem is that makes for a long, long day, and if you double down, it makes for an even longer day. So, I mean, does that turn into a weekend, and who gets to be the headliner? And there's a lot of ego in this, and at that level, you know, they want to get their due, which I respect, but you know, there's a lot of people that want to be the headliner of their class, and if they're the class of 2020, if they're the class of 2021, and you combine them, what do you do? Like, it's hard to be like, well, you're the headliner, but so are you.
Yeah.
For me, I mean, if they double down, I mean, I think I'd rather have them double down and do something like, so, like you said, Polamalu and Cowher being the headliners of this year's. Have this year's class as many as there was. I forget how many they were going to try this year, but cut the number in half that they were planning on doing it next year, and just don't, like, since you don't have to, like, since you can pick who you want to be enshrined, meaning just to have the like the year after, just have like. I'm trying to make sense of this. Like, the year after, this upcoming year, this next year, like, just don't have as many people or being inducted. And, I mean, I don't know if that would work them as good, but
I'm trying to find the names for who got in, participants for August and September. Because not only are they doing the regular Hall of Fame, but there's also, like, a centennial class that they're bringing in too, which they're modern era, and then there's another band of players and coaches and guys they're bringing in. So the modern era finalists, no, that's not right. That's not what we're looking for. We're looking for the actual, and I'm on the Hall of Fame site. You'd think it'd be the first thing on there.
Yeah.
So what do we got? Class of 2020. This doesn't help me at all because they have their pictures up, but I don't know the. Let's see here. Steve Atwater, Isaac Bruce, Steve Hutchinson, Edgerrin James, Troy Polamalu. The coaches: Bill Cowher and Jimmy Johnson. Steve Sable, Paul Tagliabue, and George Young. Like, that is a Hall of Fame class.
That's a loaded class.
That is a loaded class, and you're exactly right. So, who's the headliner? I mean, usually there's one coach and one player, or like Jimmy Johnson and Bill Cowher. They met in Super Bowl 30.
Yeah.
And they both have done unbelievable things after their coaching careers. Who's the coach? You know, the argument would be Jimmy Johnson because he got more Super Bowls.
And he beat Bill, didn't he?
Yeah.
95.
Thanks for bringing that up.
There you go. That's who your headline coach is.
Well, just because he won the Super Bowl over him?
He beat Bill. He's a better coach than Bill. And he's won more.
Well, let's be honest. Jimmy Johnson didn't have Neil O'Donnell either. So he had Troy Aikman.
It's not Jimmy's fault.
No, I'm not saying it's Jimmy's fault.
Dallas was loaded in the 90s.
Dallas was loaded. Like, there's no doubt. And I'm not saying the Steelers weren't. They probably could have won that game.
Jimmy also tore apart that Cowboys thing and did the Herschel Walker heist.
Yeah, Jimmy Johnson did a lot, but
Jimmy Johnson built the Cowboys.
I'm gonna make an argument that I've been arguing against for years, in that Bill Cowher, his team won a Super Bowl the year after he left with Mike Tomlin, or 2 years after he left with Mike Tomlin. So you look at that and you go, that's Bill Cowher's team, but it's not. It's Mike Tomlin's team. I mean, he was still the CEO, so to speak, of the Steelers when it came to his roster. But you look at it, and Cowher, under the regime, got Roethlisberger, got Polamalu. I mean, the drafting that he was a part of was the reason that the Steelers won the Super Bowl. He was the one that got...
Jimmy, though.
Huh?
Same with Jimmy.
No, I'm with you.
Yeah.
So your argument is Jimmy Johnson's a better coach than Bill Cowher. And my argument is...
He won.
I think they're even.
Jimmy
I really
won,
do.
Though.
Okay.
So wouldn't that make him better? He beat Bill Cowher.
Well, from the guy talking about championships aren't everything.
I'm using your championship argument.
Well, that's why I'm trying to understand why.
I'm using it against you. That's what I'm doing.
But you
on purpose.
You always argue it against.
Hoping to God you bring us up again.
What, LeBron and Michael?
Yeah, because it's just going to come back to it always.
Listen, I'm just going to be honest with you. If you're going to argue LeBron and Michael, maybe wear one of their jerseys.
I'm not going to.
Yeah.
But instead, you wear a Kobe Bryant jersey, and you're going to argue that LeBron James is the best of all time.
Because he is.
What jersey do I have on?
Doesn't matter.
No, it matters. I'm asking you a
It does
question.
not matter.
I'm saying. You got to believe in your argument a little bit.
Why? It's a winless debate for both of us.
Oh, no.
Oh, yes, it is.
Oh, no. I think I'm wearing the ring on this one.
No.
You want me to go get the belt?
You're not.
Yeah, go get it.
Just because you're wearing his jersey doesn't make him the best.
Oh, no. I'm just saying that I stand behind the guy that I defend. Like, that's...
Stand behind him, too. Don't worry. I'm the biggest LeBron fan in this, probably in East Palestine, to be honest with you.
Says the guy wearing the Kobe Bryant jersey?
You want to talk shit about Kobe? Exactly.
I ain't trying to get struck by lightning, but I'm just saying that if you're going to say that your guy, LeBron James, is the GOAT,
he is.
Don't squad the taxi cab yellow jersey.
It's Laker week.
Unless it's that one.
Shout out, Mr. Manley.
Mr. Manley got you that?
Yeah.
Attaboy. Let's take a look at... I can't believe... I hate that argument now. I hate LeBron versus MJ.
I've always hated it.
Same.
Because there's no clear-cut answer.
You're the loudest drinker ever. Do you know that?
It's the cap. I can't help it.
Unbelievable. First off, this one guy looks like Kleinsasser from the Vikings. I don't know who it is. It's not...
Is that Hutchinson?
It might be. I have no idea. So, interesting enough. So, the fan thing. The NFL now saying that, well, we might have fans, we might not. They haven't made up their mind. They got everything taken care of, but this is the first axe, is the NFL Hall of Fame game. Do you think that the NFL can make a twist and turn as fast as MLB or NBA? We heard Fauci say that the NFL needs to be in the NBA bubble.
Damn.
Now he's coming. Now your boy Fauci's coming out and
saying
saying he's saying that it's too early. It's too early. Then why say anything 2 days earlier?
Yeah.
So my question is, can the NFL make the adjustment in scheduling the way that Major League Baseball did, the way that the NBA has, the way that the NHL? I guess NHL has done it more for the postseason, as opposed to the regular season. But I'll pose the question that Ron Podesta posed from the Major League Baseball perspective for the NFL. How many games is enough, and how many games is not enough for the NFL? Is 10 that number?
It might be, but then you're going to have to mess with the playoff system almost.
Didn't they used to play like 14 or something like that?
Yeah, they've continued to extend the season, regular season.
Was it 16?
Yeah. They've extended it to 16. Now that's going to be 17, from what I understand.
Yeah,
that's too much on their bodies.
Honestly, I think, you just pointed out 10. I mean, to me, 10 to 12. I think 12. I think 12 would be a great number. I think 10 might be at the point where it might be a little less, but still okay. 12, I think would be perfect.
Do you still keep the bye week?
12, because that's what college does. It seems to work.
That's one of the things, and because I think you have to mess with the
you
playoff
get
system
bye
if you
weeks.
get a bye week. I think I don't know.
Yeah, you'd have bye weeks. You just have to model it off college football.
What do you mean you model? You have a really good team that plays a really shitty team? Like that's college
No,
football.
like the scheduling wise, like the bye week placement and all
The
that
Browns
stuff.
would be booked for
Oh, yeah.
every week. Nobody want to play anybody else but the Browns. Get them in here. Browns and the Lions. Let's go.
Oh, that would be a matchup to watch.
Well, I think a lot of it would be if they start axing games, and this is very much in the beginning stages. This is like they haven't even talked about this. This is just from our standpoint. I had like you guys on the entire time. I was not even on that, so I apologize. From our standpoint, we're just trying to get ahead of this. And what if? So, are you going to play it like from MLB right now? Let's say the National League Central is only going to play the American League Central and the National League Central. So in the AFC, you play, if you're the Steelers or you're the Browns, you play the Bengals and the Ravens, and that's it. So you play them twice. So that's 6 games, and then you go to the NFC North. Then
Yeah. If you flip it, yeah.
like,
It's brutal.
but the problem is the way that the NFL has it stationed.
Yeah.
They're not necessarily close to one another. Like the smart thing would be Tennessee. I had this conversation with Michael McKenzie yesterday. It'd be Tennessee, Indianapolis.
It'd be the AFC South, basically.
Well, you'd want to play the other.
But you would have to play,
the other side. So the NFC South, which, man, seeing Brady play
Oh,
Roethlisberger one more time would be
I would
fun.
love that. I would
Yeah,
love
that'd be pretty cool.
But that's still Florida. You know what I mean? And then I'm hearing that the government is given the okay, well, if you want fans, you can have it.
So
If not,
Is it going to be up to the teams then? Is that what you're
it's
saying?
going to be up to the governor, is what I'm
Oh,
hearing.
okay.
So if you're in Pennsylvania, Tom Wolf has been adamantly slow to adjust to everything. So you could be full stadium in Cleveland, full of Browns fans, and nobody in Heinz Field.
You'd
So
see a
what-
lot more traveling, though.
What's that?
Well, you'd see a lot more traveling for fans, though. Like, Pittsburgh would come to Cleveland for that.
Yeah, but then
No. They're not allowed in. They wouldn't be allowed in
Why?
because they're not from Ohio. So that's
Isn't that governor's decision, then?
There's a liquor store right down the way here that everybody from Pennsylvania was coming in, and then Governor DeWine said, "No mas. You have to have an ID from Ohio." So they they were doing gangbusters at the beginning of Corona, and then all of a sudden, you saw the lines. I think you made the
You want
comment,
to buy my ID?
huh?
You want to buy my... Well, you have
I'm
my
from
ID.
Ohio,
Yeah, you have
Quinn.
my ID. I wonder how much you could sell that for. I'll sell my ID for a Steeler fan. Why not?
Do you we have officers of the law watching this? Do you want them to know you're selling your ID?
Yeah, because somebody looks like me, please. The
So
ugliest
what
man
if
you're
he
ever
says
gonna meet.
What was your biopic? What was your documentary?
I don't remember.
Oh, it was Keanu Reeves.
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
Bailey.
yeah.
From EB.
Yeah, Bailey.
So Keanu Reeves might want to buy your.
Maybe.
could the PA guy or the governor, could he just be like, no one at all, not even PA guys can come into our stadium?
Yeah.
So it'd be empty.
That would be empty.
Then Cleveland would make a lot of money then if they're like, because they would just host a watch party or something. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
And you would reverse
here's
it.
the other thing of what the NFL is doing that I heard is they're eliminating the first 6 rows of the stadium, but they're selling advertisements and banners to put over the seats. And I sit there and I go, and they were very transparent in saying that, okay, well, we're okay by doing this because we're going to make up from some of the money we lost, but also it protects the players. Wait a minute.
There's a lot of space on
Wait
sidelines.
a minute. Yeah, there is a ton of space on sidelines. There is I mean,
What are you going to do in Green Bay on the leap or whatever? How's that
you're
gonna
gonna
work?
jump
You gonna tell
into-
Green Bay, no, you can't do that?
you're going to jump into the Kraft
Yeah.
cheese and macaroni banner, I guess. I mean, I don't know what you're going to do. It's the NFL trying to have its cake and eat it too. You know what I mean? And if there's no fans in the stands, fine, do what you want. But if you're backing up the hardworking, hard-paying fans, I mean, an NFL ticket's not cheap
No.
No, not
at all. And if you're paying now let's say $250 for a front row seat, that now you're in the 7th row, I would have something to say about that.
Yeah.
I'd say, okay, well, if we're prorating this, and keep in mind too, there's PSLs that are in the front row. So what do you do with those people that own those seats? Just a question, because I heard it on the ESPN or Fox News report yesterday, and I thought to myself, "Whew, I don't know how this is going to go over." Because I know I'd be pissed. Like if I paid that much money for a front row ticket, and I showed up game 1, and they're like, "Oh, sir, let me escort you to your seat," and it's 6 rows behind where I'm supposed to be.
I want to be. Yeah.
Pass. Like somebody's ass would be on the line. Yeah, I mean, again, especially if you've done this for years and years and years. You know, there's a wait list for the Pittsburgh Steelers. So if you're on the wait list or you've had tickets forever and then you're backed up, because wouldn't that in itself create a ripple effect?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because everybody else is backed up 6 rows. What about the dude that's at the top row?
Like, you just
sitting in the
just
lights.
go home. I guess watch it from TV.
Hey, change his light for us while you're up there. So, I mean, that's interesting to me. I think the NFL could be hurting if the second round of Corona comes up and it impacts the way it's. Hopefully, it doesn't impact. But if it's anything like the first one, the NFL could be the biggest casualty of Corona so far.
But they sell a lot of jerseys, though.
Well, yeah, they sell jerseys, but what does that mean?
I think the NFL would be fine without, not fine. You need money, whatever.
Right.
But I think without fans, I think they would be the best, in my opinion.
How so?
I feel like they do. They make more. Yeah, they make more money than anybody else. That's just my opinion. I don't know.
The NFL prints money. The problem is they spend it very well. You know what I mean? They spend it very quickly.
But my thing is, like, out of anyone that would survive would probably be football, though.
Yeah.
I agree with that. They have the popularity right now, and they've got but I also think that there's a lot you're seeing in NASCAR that the social justice thing is starting to backfire a little bit for whatever reasons. And I think that when you're talking about dividing your fan base, it's never a good thing. And I'm not talking about like Browns versus Steelers. I'm talking about Republicans, Democrats, belief systems. I never think it's good to have a divisive fan base on your final product. So they're not talking about teams, they're talking about your brand.
Okay.
And when you're looking at kneeling and again, we don't care what you do. I mean, if you believe in kneeling for the national anthem, that's your personal belief, and that's why we live in America, and it's so great. But I also think that as this moves forward, we addressed it a little bit on Tuesday, if it turns into a flag situation where people are disrespecting people who are standing at attention, crossing their hearts for the national anthem, there's going to be some issues. There's going to be some serious issues because the kneeling started as a social injustice by obviously Colin Kaepernick, who, where is he right now? Like, that's one of the biggest problems I have, and everybody keeps bringing up his name. Where the hell is he? He started this.
He did.
He should want to finish this. But at the same time, I saw the other day with my own eyes somebody call a group of ladies playing a softball game. They were standing at attention. They were watching and listening to the national anthem with their hands across their heart, and it was anti-kneeling. And that struck a chord with me, and I said, whoa, I don't think that we're on the right page here. I think this is the wrong... somebody's missing the point. Like, we've heard so many times people saying, it's not about the flag. We're kind of making it about the flag now. You know what I mean?
It becomes about the flag. Because that's what all the arguments come back.
Oh, yeah.
So it could go either way, but I think all the arguments come back in that direction.
But if the NFL has all these people kneeling, and that's the media right now is asking, are you going to kneel? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do this? Are you going to do that? And people are answering, which typically they don't answer. Typically it's, we'll just see where we're at. The Steelers made Mike Tomlin made a statement saying he supports his players with whatever they want to do. Okay. That's the same situation we have with us. It's okay if you decide that you're going to kneel, that's fine. But understand that there may be consequences for your decisions and actions. And it might not be the team. It might be the fan base. You might not sell as many jerseys. And on the other side of that, if you don't support that, you might not sell as many jerseys because you might not get that fan base behind you.
It's like being an umpire.
Exactly. It's exactly like being an umpire. And that's why I think the NFL is in a really interesting situation. And instead of walking on eggshells like everybody else is, they are stomping the chicken coop. They are just any eggs they can find. They're just making a dent and hoping that one of them sticks. So it's going to be interesting to see, because if this and I don't think this is going to go anywhere until after November. And if this is still sticking around, like I think it will be, I think the NFL is going to have some very tough decisions to make, because I think this can get out of hand very quickly.
Oh, yeah.
So it's going to be interesting to see, number one, the way this conversation started, what are they going to do if Corona comes back? Number two, the social injustice portion of this, are they going to start losing players the way the NBA is losing players? Are they going to lose their fan base? Because, I see it everywhere. I'm sure you guys do on social media. I'm not supporting the NFL anymore. Okay. You can say that in June and be relatively safe. Yeah. Let's see where you're at in September. September, October. Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, there's a former NFL player that we're going to check into right after this break. We're about the 1 o'clock hour. We'll get a news update. When we come back, you are watching the YSN Power Hour, and make sure you call in with your opinions on everything we've talked about so far, and maybe something we haven't. 330-886-0813. AJ Havrilla's birthday is today, boys. Let's celebrate. Yeah!
Happy birthday.
That was a weak celebration. That is not an Astro Falcon celebration.
I got nothing else.
I know. I appreciate you. Thanks, guys. Thanks, guys.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
Today in the showers, I'm keeping my eye on in parts of Columbiana County.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN. And welcome back to the YSN Power Hour. DJ Yoakley with you on this side of the table. On the other side, it's Quinn, and then it's Tristan, and it's B. Miller. Guys, this story courtesy of Barstool Sports. Chad Ochocinco, you remember him? You remember the guy that made all kinds of plays and then made all kinds of shenanigans for the Cincinnati Bengals. Did he play anywhere else?
He was on the Dolphins for a while.
Dolphins.
We played for the Patriots.
Yeah. Pats. All right. So everybody remembers him from the Bengals.
Then he played in the Canadian League. He got
yes, he
smacked
did.
up there.
Montreal. Yes, he did. So, and that might be where he made his biggest bang for his buck, because right now, Chad Ochocinco, which I guess he's going by Chad Johnson now again. He's giving out, he put this on Twitter, and he said, and I quote, "I'm giving out stimulus checks July 1st. If you have the Cash App, since Trump wants to keep playing games. Chad Ochocinco Johnson is going to give out $245,000 on the Cash App. So, to quote Barstool, it's not as big a number as you initially think. Numbers are hard, man, but it looks like he can give out about $1,000 to 245 people. That's hard math right there. That's East Palestine math. Or $500 to 490 people. And obviously that's not a huge prize pool, seeing as he has 110,000 replies to his tweet already. So the biggest thing is that you want to crack at $245,000. Go to Chad Johnson's Twitter page, and you can follow the link to have your chance. $245K. If you were, let's say that it was all or nothing, Chad Johnson gives you $245,000, and this will tie into our next story. What are you buying? $245K. You can buy anything you want. What are you buying? And we want to certainly extend this question out to you watching on the YSN app, or if you're watching on the YSN social media on Facebook. What would you do with $245,000? And don't be a lame-o and you can't invest it. Like, well, if I
You have to spend it.
carry the 7, 8, 9, that's 0.4% interest on
So say
my...
you got the money right now and you get a week to spend it. You have to spend
You
it
gotta
or
spend
lose
it.
it.
You gotta spend it.
Spend it or lose it.
Spend it, or you owe somebody $245.
Oh, okay.
Let's put it that way. Like, what would you buy?
That's hard. That's hard.
Not for me.
I mean, I'd probably...
All right. Now, what do you want?
I mean, I'm getting my car that I want. 110,000 there. Buy a house for myself.
Jeez, wait, back up. 110K?
Mhm.
Like, what car is this?
Brand
a
new
DeLorean?
Brand new 2020 convertible Shelby GT500. Fully loaded, customized, and everything.
Are you going to live in that?
No, because I'm going to buy a house, too.
How much do you think a house costs, Glenn?
I don't need a big house if I got a nice garage. I don't care about the house at that point.
Their garage was money, too, though.
You got 135K left. What kind of you're gonna have a nicer car than you do house?
Give me a $70,000 house, and the rest I'll give it to my parents.
What do you think a $70,000 house looks like? Nowadays?
Doesn't need to be anything special as long as if it's got
Depends
a garage
on
that I
the
can put my
area.
car in.
You could get some bang for your buck down this way.
Yeah.
For 70K.
There you go.
But in Canfield,
I don't need to live in Canfield.
oh, you're a Canfield kid. Don't.
Doesn't mean I need to live there.
You're Canfield drip all day. We would spot you if you were walking from Circle K to here. Somebody would pick you out and be like, "Not from East Palestine."
No, with the way I walk.
How do you walk?
With
Let's
my
see it.
little gimpy walk, no way. I'll be okay.
Oh, they would pick. Yes, they would pick you out.
I'll be okay.
I'm just telling you, as being a county resident for the last 35 years, we would pick you out, no problem.
County boy.
You'd be like the guy in the lineup that they're like, him,
Absolutely.
that guy. The dude that kind of looks Amish and kind of looks like jaundice from drinking all the Mountain Dew and now Faygo. Quinn needs a Mountain Dew, by the way, because him drinking Faygo is not helping our case.
It does taste pretty good, though. I'm not gonna lie.
It is good.
It does taste pretty good.
T picked out the Faygo. All right, so you're buying a $110,000 car and
$70,000 house, and the rest is going to my parents.
no investing.
I'm not investing it. I'm giving it to him to spend it.
Can you pay off something?
Is there something you could pay off?
No.
You're just giving it to your parents? I mean, God bless you as a son. Like, I'd love to have you as a son, minus the fact that you'd rather do
Thanks, Dad.
$110,000. There'd be some ass beatings at our house. Our belts would be worn.
I think,
And
it would,
not
I
from-
think it would go two ways, though.
Okay. 245.
I would buy a house.
Data boy. See
And
the smart guy?
I would try like a little sports complex too, with whatever whatever you can make. Like a basketball court would be sweet.
Okay. I can see that. So you just 245 on a house.
Yeah, probably just dump it all in.
All right, B Miller, you're up.
I'd go the opposite as Quinn. I'd go. You spend most of it on a house, and then just buy a car that's in good shape enough to, and then whatever left over, give it to my parents.
I got a Chrysler 200 named Ethel. She's pretty reliable. I named her Ethel. She's
I
a
like
little
it.
older.
How many miles?
Little under 100,000.
All right. So Ethel's getting up there in age.
Ethel's getting up there. She bangs though.
She's in her
When
prime.
You got the stereo on, yeah.
Are you go windows down still?
No.
You
I
go
like 'em
windows up.
I like air conditioning.
Yeah. Are you a Windows guy?
Yeah.
Windows
I need
down?
it. Yeah. I need all the gas I can get.
Yeah, I am. I'm the windows down.
I'm an AC guy.
Yeah.
AC guy all day.
Depends. I mean, there's some days where if it's really, really, really nice, then I'll go windows down. And depends if I'm going somewhere like if I'm going on the 680, I'll put the windows up so I can actually listen to my music and not actually be able to hear it instead of having the wind come through.
Are you the guy that listens to rap music and then turns it down when you're in going to YSU? Like you get to a stop, you get to that red light right by the Cavelli Center, and you're like,
well, yeah. I mean, when I was going to Eastern Gateway, there was I would just a little bit.
Yep. That was a full turn right there with your hand. You could say a little bit, but your hand tells us a different story. That's full turn. My mom, the first thing that ever happened when I got a geo tracker that my mom and dad gave me. So for some reason, I thought it was a good idea to self-identify this tracker. So I put a bulldog decal on the front windshield, and then I put Yoakley, so you could see me coming rolling up. And I did, instead of just replacing the windshield, it had a crack in it, so it was completely illegal. But I just decided, you know what, we're gonna roll with this. So
Embrace it.
I had the
Embrace it.
we had stickers all over this thing. It was decked out, or I thought it was cool at the time. Roll up, and my mom, I just remember in her voice, it's, if you get into Youngstown, whatever you're listening to, turn it down. Now I listen to ACDs, whatever. I have a plethora. At that time we had CDs, and I threw it in the CD player that was connected because the tracker didn't have a CD player connected to the auxiliary port.
Okay, you have the old CD player.
No, not even the auxiliary port at that point. It was the cassette tape that went in, and it fed the CD player. And I'm listening to
engineering at its finest.
I'm trying to think of what it was, but it was rap. And I just remember getting to where the Cavelli Center wasn't even there yet, I don't think.
Old steel mill.
And turning it down because I was like, okay, we were lost. We were trying to find Struthers. We completely missed it. Completely overshot that. There's three of us in the car, and I just remember going, guys, I gotta turn this down. Because the tracker had the soft top, so you could hear everything through my Funny Pup speakers that were custom installed thanks to my buddy Johnny Simon. So we turned it down, and you could still hear the bump, and we still get looks. And I'm
the vibration.
yeah.
The bump. Yeah.
And it was always like eyes straight forward, don't look no matter what. If anybody beeps at you, just we were all scared. We were 16, we were terrified, and we had a geo tracker, which I'm pretty sure that you could pick the lock from the outside and just reach in. And
I always pretend to be on the phone if awkward situation comes up.
You're on the phone.
Just pretend to talk to somebody. It's so you don't have to make, I don't know.
Until your phone rings.
Yeah, it's like,
you're like, uh-oh.
Damn it.
Call waiting. It's a new call waiting. $245,000. I think I would buy, the obvious answer is I would buy a house. Hands down. I would buy something cool like season tickets. If there's no repercussions for something, my wife isn't going to divorce me because I got $245,000 and didn't buy a house. I would buy season tickets to, I could buy Pirates tickets pretty easily.
They're giving it away pretty much.
Yeah, I mean,
those are my boys though.
Yeah, I would buy Pirates tickets. Yeah. I love PNC Park. I love that. The Steelers tickets are way more expensive. I'd probably buy a couple Penguins tickets and things like that.
That's what I was thinking. If we were talking something,
there's no repercussions here.
Yeah,
I want to.
Yeah. So then I would.
I guess Monopoly.
I would obviously go with I would try to find the best seat possible that would be in the price range of $245,000 for season tickets, and I would splurge on that because I would go to every single game that I could.
I'd probably also buy a Chad Ochocinco jersey, just as a.
I want a Meta World
tribute.
piece. That's what I want.
You know what I mean? Dude gives you $245K, and you just go, well, you know what? Probably
that'd be sweet. Yeah.
I could buy a $20 Chinese jersey to hang up. We're good. We're square. I think I'd also buy everybody that is a part of YSN their dinner, their last dinner. You know what I mean? Like if they were gonna die,
last meal, boys.
Yeah, like,
count your days.
I'm taking all your money.
if like you were on death row and you had your like, what do you want? I'll order it up and you can have it right now. So that's kind of the way I think. Like I'm one of those guys. Like fireworks intrigues me because you just literally blow up money, but I'd rather eat it. You know, I'd rather eat that money and have a nice little break bread session.
No, that's a good question though. What would you like? What would be the dinner that you pick for that?
Did we do this yet? I think we did this yet.
We did. We gave our answers. You weren't here.
Okay, so what would yours be?
I would probably. Okay, this is something like locally. It'd be,
cereal.
Ramen noodles. No. It would be. It would have to be something like, if it's local, it'd be Sawa, because I love Sawa.
I'm getting Sawa tonight.
That sounds good.
I know.
I'm surprising my wife. I'm getting Sawa tonight.
They would be Sawa if it was locally, but if it was something, I would probably just go all out with like a tomahawk steak. And
tomahawk from G. Bourbon Farms.
Oh yeah, tomahawk steaks are the best steaks ever.
Really?
Yes.
See, I'm a New York strip guy. I'm a big New York strip guy.
Oh yeah, me and Ryan, my brother, both love tomahawk steaks, and then I would have like mashed potatoes with it. Like, have you guys ever been to Barry Dingle's?
I've never been.
I have, but I haven't got like a full meal. I just did like the appetizer.
Their cheesy potatoes there are the best cheesy potatoes you'll ever have. So
look at that free little advertise for Barry Dingle's.
They're pretty good.
It's very good. So it'd be a tomahawk steak, mashed potatoes, and cheesy potatoes from Barry Dingle's. And
wow.
I would.
Okay.
That's your last meal.
Listen, I would eat every little piece of that and then be okay with just kicking the bucket.
Good on you, man. That sounds easy. Like I would make it a little bit complicated.
Thought about this before.
I'd be like, hey, fly in lobster from the greatest state, you know, whatever.
Yeah,
I'd like, try to make it difficult. Like what they try to do is extend their like last days. Yeah. You know what I mean? They're not like, hey, go to Barry Dingle's and pick me up a 6. Hey, if you wouldn't mind swinging by Chick-fil-A on the way back,
yeah,
and
Chick-fil-A's another one.
Give me a 12-pack.
At that point, you're gonna sit in the drive-thru for a while, so it'll be okay.
Well, they hustle that.
Oh, they do a great job.
Or the online pickup. I mean, the online pickup thing. Like me and my mom have gone there multiple times, and we've gotten our food within 5 minutes of being there. And there's people still that were behind us that are still just 2 cars ahead.
You know who that online pickup advantage is right now? The people that don't have wives. Because I swear to you, my wife, she's getting better, but she is not, like, they can't make a decision. Like, any girl I've ever met that's like, hey, where do you want to go to eat? Oh, I don't care. Where do you want to go?
Then you name it, it's like, well, no, I don't
want that.
You just said you didn't care.
Yeah, you don't care. They never really put the ball back in your court. They just kind of do that MJ, like, put the ball in your face thing. They're like, you want it? Nope.
I get it between 3, and then we eliminate 1, and then you flip a quarter.
So I usually go the one that I want and the one that I don't want, and then I know the one that she's going to pick. So usually you go the expensive route, and then you go the one like McDonald's. Like, there's a time and place for McDonald's. Usually not when you're trying to take your wife out and you know, give her a nice meal. And then there's like Five Guys. Like Five Guys is always like, yep.
I just had Five Guys this past weekend for the first time in a couple of years.
I had this place called Swenson's.
Amazing.
Have you guys ever have Swenson's?
Yes. Very good.
It's
very good.
You stay in your car and they just run it back and forth. They literally run.
Did you get McDonald's Tuesday?
I did not.
Oh.
You know what I'm really
I had a good open gym.
The best marketing is Sonic by far. I think Sonic has unbelievable.
I would drive 200 miles to go to Sonic if I wanted it.
It's not worth it. It's not worth it.
It's because it's not here, I guess. I don't know.
No, like I've had it.
It's not. It's really not. But
it's not bad. It's just like
it's like a White
Sheetz.
Castle. Like
it's
they
Sheetz.
try to hype up
It's
White
like
Castle, and
Sheetz.
there's nothing.
It's
close.
Sheetz. Only they bring it out
White
to
Castle.
White Castle, man. I had White Castle in my life, and it was good. And I went to Columbus.
I had it in Columbus.
I had a disaster.
I thought, first off, the place that it was, I thought I was dead.
Mm-hmm.
Secondly,
well, that's where they put them all. They put them all in those bad
I know,
spots.
but secondly,
like every one of them.
After I ate it, thought I was gonna die, like on my own, like I ate the everything, and it was like. But the problem with that place is, you get there and you're like, well, the burgers are small, so I need to order 6 of them, and then you start eating them, and you're like, bad idea.
Yeah, it's one of those places too. It's like, not gonna be here for a while. You know, they're not one close. Say hello.
There for like 2 hours.
Yeah.
Sitting there eating everything.
And now you can get them like in your freezer.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Those burgers, which
they taste better probably.
Scares me.
Yeah, the one place that like I'd always drive by and just like look at it and be like, is it worth it? And then like just think of the name, and it would never be worth it. Is Long John Silver's.
I like the Hush Puppies from that.
Hush Puppies are where it's at.
Yeah.
I
just like
chicken. For some reason, chicken and fish taste exactly the same.
Like, I
love Star Wars for Long John when they combine with Taco Bell.
It's just a mystery. They just grab both planks. Like
mystery meat.
I hope this is it.
Yeah, I just drove past, like, I would just drive past Long John Silver's and I'd just be like,
my buddy
I
used
just
to call
don't
it
like
cheese.
that name.
He's like, we're gonna go over to Long John and get some cheese. I was like, what the hell's cheese? He's like, chicken and fish, literally together.
Yeah.
Cheese. Okay.
He's like, all right, cheese. All
I'm
right.
on board with that.
But the Hush Puppies.
Yeah.
But I gotta do the bell on the way out. Like if you had good service, ring the bell. Like the butthole that always like rings it out. He hasn't even eaten his food yet.
Yeah.
He like picks it up. Ding, 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 ding. Like that guy, straight to hell. He's got a one-way ticket straight to the devil's lair. Because like, at least eat a Hush Puppy and ring it. Like you didn't eat anything, man.
Yeah.
Like get out of here in your '92 Eclipse.
He's just trying to eat some cheese, man. Let him
with
go.
cheese. So Otis shows. I mean, $245,000. It's a lot of money, but it doesn't go as far as you think.
No.
Yeah, no.
Leads me to Mike Tyson. We talked about Mike Tyson. Was that Tuesday?
Yeah, Tuesday.
Tuesday on the biopic. Who we would be if we were having our own biopic. And then we get this beauty of a story coming out this morning about Mike Tyson and his first 33 months after getting out of prison in 1995. You ready for this list, boys?
Tell me the face tats on this list, though.
It's not on that list.
I think he had that before.
No. He did it after. He did that in the 2000s.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez.
So you think the first 33 months, let's just go 3 years, that he was out. These are some of the things that he spent his money on.
I want to be friends with Mike Tyson.
You would end up like Allen. Like he would knock your ass out in a second. Hot second. What?
Alan's a lovable idiot.
Well, you're an idiot. So you're halfway there.
That's all that matters.
So 3 years after getting out of prison, Mike Tyson, who accumulated $400 million in his career, spent $450 million.
Ooh.
And these are some of the things that he spent it on. Number one, $4.5 million on cars and motorcycles. Okay, that's a Quinn move, right? That's what Quinn would do. Would you ever buy a motorcycle?
No.
Okay, so $4.5 million on cars alone.
Unless you count the slingshot as a motorcycle.
I think it is.
That
a
is a
category.
I mean, it's two in the front, one in the back, so I don't know what
It's
that's
certainly not a bicycle.
classified as, but
You're not going to win any Tour de France.
No.
Those trikes are still called motorcycles.
true.
He gave 15 cars to women and 2 to men. Not sure why the gender's necessary. You could have just said he gave away 17
Go
cars.
feed my tigers.
Tells the story of Mike Tyson.
I got no money, but here's a car.
You give away 17 cars. You spend $4.5 million on cars.
And they're
you
probably
get
expensive
17
cars, too.
Yeah, these aren't like...
Oh, yeah, he's got
These...
This ain't Ethel.
Rolls Royce.
This ain't Ethel, you know what I mean? This ain't no Chrysler 200.
He has his own Ethel.
This is my favorite part of the entire story. He crashed his Rolls Royce and then told the cops to keep it.
Probably get out of a ticket.
I probably did.
Just walked away.
Yeah.
You guys keep it. You guys keep it.
Yeah.
Keep it.
We're gonna get you for DUI and you were speeding, reckless op, and he's like, no, just keep it. Just keep it. We'll call it even.
I wouldn't speed. He spent $240,000. Now that's Chad Johnson money. A month walking around money. Like just having it in your pockets. Like I've got like probably.
See, but that doesn't say he's spending it though.
I've got like 86 cents and some pocket lint.
If he's doing this
guy's got
it's,
$240.
I mean, I know he's
it's
spending
burning
it,
a
but
hole in his pocket. If he's buying stuff like this, if he's
but
carrying it, he's
at the
spending
same
it.
time, he didn't spend
Listen,
it.
if you got 400 mil, like, is there such a thing as burning a hole in your pocket? You're just like, okay, I'm just gonna go.
Yeah, I guess so. He spent 450 of it.
Like, you roll like. This is the way I think.
How do you spend 50 million over what you make? How do
He's
you
burning a hole
do
in his
that?
pocket.
You're Mike Tyson. I
I
don't
if
think
I have
he's
a dollar, I can't go to McDonald's and
first
order
off, did you-
$6 worth
Well,
of food.
it's on credit.
That's true, I guess, yeah.
I like.
But what credit card gives him $50 million limit?
He's freaking Mike Tyson.
Still. Don't they?
If he says
you
he's gonna
gotta
give
look
you
at
a-
his spending habits.
Mike Tyson, I mean, he can't be the smartest, can he?
Well, he's not going to
Obviously
be doing
not.
my accounting anytime soon, obviously.
Did you ever see the interview where it was like, what's wrong with you? What happened? He's like, I broke my back. He's like, is it vertebrae? He's like, my back is broken. It's just like, what the hell?
He's the closest to, like, if you were doing a biopic, I would want Mike Tyson to play you because he'd be perfect.
Oh, yeah, let's go.
He'd be perfect.
I would like Mike Tyson. Yeah.
I broke my back. My back is broken.
My back is broken. Okay.
It's perfect. Who we get Matthew McConaughey to play kind of both of you in different roles?
Okay, I like Matthew McConaughey.
All right.
Yeah, okay.
Let's finish off Tyson here. In case you're wondering, that's $7.9 million in cash that he was just carrying around. So, like,
That's crazy.
he goes to a Circle K for a Polar Pop, and 79 cents, sir. Okay, here you go. Like, he would probably give her the car. You know,
Yeah.
like it's one of those.
I ain't got
situations.
79 cents. Take that Rolls Royce. There's a tiger in the back.
There's a jungle cat. There's a jungle cat in the bathroom. If there's $100,000 a month on jewelry and clothes, and I'm guessing he's not shopping at Walmart for this stuff.
No.
You know, he's not getting like I was gonna say Champion, but like we talked about before, Champion made a comeback in a big way.
Oh yeah.
I saw it was $45 for sandals for Champion now.
Jeez.
Yeah,
like,
it's insane.
Back.
You would be the stud.
Like I said, where the hell was Champion? I was getting beat up in 4th grade for wearing this stuff on the playground. Now they want to come out of nowhere.
I was thinking if you had that stuff still, you could resell it now
I
for
know.
a fortune.
Yeah, you'd be OG.
I could be OG.
Could you spend $100,000 a month on jewelry and clothes? You could probably do clothes.
I do. Well, yeah, because I buy a whole bunch of shoes too.
I'm not a jewelry guy.
Yeah, for me, shoes. Like, I mean, like shoes is one of those things where, like, for like.
Without shoes, I could probably still do it.
Yeah, jewelry. No,
I would
I
do it
mean,
on shoes.
like, there's like when I read that, I'm like, I don't see the reason to buy so much jewelry. Like, and
I'm not a jewelry guy. Like,
I've
I've
never
got one
seen him
piece.
actually.
That's what
I've
I'm
never
saying,
seen
yeah.
Tyson actually wear a lot of jewelry
That's
either,
exactly,
though.
exactly
He
the
sort
same.
of
Like, he would have those.
chains.
They're
yeah,
like
but that was about
big old
it.
dog chains. Yeah.
That was about it. I've never seen him. With
Well, yeah, his out. Have you seen his clothes?
But
by
yeah,
the way?
his
Those
clothes are
are
the ones.
Yeah, no, but still, they look horrific. His parachute dress pants.
Didn't he have-
He'd like walk and start floating? And
He went through a stage
his
where he
down-
was like the hoodie guy, right? He just
Yeah.
wore hoodies everywhere with no sleeves.
Yeah.
For some reason. I knew he was training, but
Jacked.
listen, I'm not going to backtalk Mike Tyson. Like, wear what you want, sir.
Yeah.
Spend what you want. This is the interesting one. $400,000 on pigeons and cats.
There's a show on
Do you think the
Cartoon
tiger
Network.
counts as a cat in this one?
Yeah, it would have to.
I mean, a tiger, we saw it. Joe Exotic, $2,000 for a tiger.
It's a jungle cat.
Yeah, but I mean, compared to a household cat, like, if it was just household cats and pigeons, like,
I just think he had the one tiger, right? He didn't have like a zoo.
I
It
don't-
wasn't
yeah,
Joe
I don't
Exotic.
I don't know what he
I
had.
think he only had one. I might be wrong. but-
What do you think if Tyson and Carol Baskins got into a fight? Like, she killed a guy.
Yeah, but Mike Tyson
That'd
used
be
to go
good.
around
That would
breaking
be Mike
bones to
Tyson.
get
That would be
money.
a great pay-per-view.
It's still Mike Tyson.
He still scares the hell out of me.
No, yeah.
Tristan would rather take a punch from Tyson than he would from Kelly Pavlik, which is crazy.
Yeah, I don't know. I still want this punch in the stomach. Where's he at?
Even Kelly said he would rather take a Kelly Pavlik punch than Mike Tyson. But he said McGregor now. He said he'd take McGregor first. Then he'd
Really?
go Kelly.
He would eat
I wouldn't
McGregor?
mess with Tyson.
You would eat that punch?
That's what he said. I would too. Dude's only 145
Yeah,
pounds. But
I would
I
too.
realize that it might hurt, but
It might hurt.
but it's not Kelly and it's certainly not Mike Tyson.
Yeah, I guess he did knock that old guy out at the bar.
That's it. Maybe he misses. Maybe he's like,
Maybe.
I don't know. He
like
knocked
I'm
out
getting
Jose
paid. If
Aldo
I'm
in
getting
13
punched by
seconds.
anybody, like unless I piss them off, I'm getting paid to get punched.
Yeah.
Maybe he misses.
I don't know. You could always do one of these.
Like, your reaction time would be fast enough.
You never know.
For a punch.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen it work before. You just see slow mo. Okay, so we got the 400,000 pigeons though.
There's a show on Cartoon Network. They make fun of Mike Tyson. It's Mike Tyson Mysteries. And
Okay.
His like partner is a pigeon.
I've never seen it. Here's the one that Quinn doesn't agree with, or I guess he kind of does agree with. $300,000 on lawn care.
Absolutely.
What kind of lawn care is it? Because the place in Southington had like 2 ponds on each side of the driveway or something like that.
I'm just
Think
thinking
of
this
it
is
when it was like brand new and all that. Wouldn't you want to take care of your lawn if you got that nice facility?
don't know if he's buying tigers. I wouldn't want to go.
$300K?
Could you do it yourself?
Could I do the lawn care myself?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I wouldn't want to. If I had that much, why would I do it myself?
Humble, right? Captain Humility over there.
Yeah, I mean,
If I got that much money, why would I do it
If I had
myself?
$400 million, I'm not going to go cut the grass. Like, it's just not going to happen.
the grass?
I'm not going to.
I agree with Quinn, but I wouldn't spend $300K. I mean, not that much.
B would hire like a kid from down the street, be like, "Hey, get over it."
Think about it. Think about it.
The
The
local
where he's
market
living.
said, "You said any yard for $20. Now go mow my football fields."
Like, think about where he's living too. I mean, if he's living in a nice house, like nice area and all that, like what? I don't know where he lives, but I mean,
doesn't matter.
If you're living in Beverly Hills, you're not going to want a burnt out brown table colored brown
It's
yard.
probably fake grass, anyways. That's probably what he did.
Yeah, just lay down turf.
Yeah, that's what I would do at the end of the day.
So why do you think he bought the place in Southington, just to hide the tigers?
I don't know, man. I
Because
thought
there's
he
nothing
was,
out there.
He was training
nuts.
here.
He was.
He was training.
But there's also nothing out there.
No, but
you're secluded and alone from everybody.
I'm
Except
just
for
gonna
his
guess
tiger
that
still
the-
managed to bite someone's arm off.
yeah, I think that the entire thing was like a great deal. You know what I mean? Like he could build his own house, build his own mansion, and
his own facility.
be left alone.
Yeah.
You know, and then raise a tiger, a jungle cat.
Did you see Mike Tyson walk down the road? What are you doing
Plus
today?
it's
I'm just
Tyson.
walking Chester.
No, nothing. Just hanging out. Like that was the thing about Mike Tyson. Like, he was his
His
brute, and then his voice.
The way he talks smack, that one, did you see that? Oh, I'm not even gonna
I've seen a
repeat it.
couple videos of
Could you
it.
imagine
It's
walking down the
funny.
street and you hear that voice? You're like, oh, like I could easily.
I would know
beat this.
exactly who it was, though.
On your left.
But
On
I'm
your
saying-
left.
Yeah. I'd be like, that's Tyson. Like, I don't even have to look.
But like, if you didn't know if it was Tyson, like you're walking down the street and you just hear that voice, like, oh, I could easily take this dude, and you turn
I'd
around, it's
probably laugh.
freaking Mike Tyson.
Yeah, yeah.
Like,
That'd be bad. That'd be bad. Like,
I would just
yeah,
tell
you're
him-
at a bar. I guess that's the better.
Yeah,
now,
yeah,
You're
yeah,
at a
yeah,
bar. Excuse me. I need a martini. Look at this chump. Oh my God! It's Mike Tyson. The last one is a house. He got a house with 38 bathrooms.
that's unnecessary.
I mean,
That's a
I,
different
Tigers
bathroom
were
a month.
using-
That'd be
yeah,
kind of
If
Tigers
the
were using-
Tigers were using it, may be
Yeah,
necessary.
they
but-
used 12 of them.
yeah, I mean, you're right. It's a different bathroom every day of the month. Plus, you got like 7 left over.
Yeah.
Those could be the guest bathrooms.
Yeah.
Guest
How
bathroom
big
7.
of a house you think that is? To have 38 bathrooms?
Some of them were set aside for number twos. And
What if it was
ones.
just a house of
And then
bathrooms?
you got some ones for the threes.
The threes, the combos.
Yeah.
We give the girls 3 M&Ms for the combos. So they get 1 for P, 2 for the other one, and then 3 for the
I'd
combo.
always come out combo.
Combo. Cece's good at that. Proof. Proof. So that's it on Mike Tyson. I thought that was really interesting of a way to spend $400 million or $450 million, whichever
He's
way you
trying to
look
fight
at it.
now too, just for charity events. But he wants to fight.
Well, and he's on AEW wrestling.
I'm sure.
Is he really?
I'm sure
Yeah,
he's still making a ton
he was
of money.
like he's making appearances and like he was like he's I don't know if he's under contract with them, but like he's been making appearances like left and right.
I want to see how much money
just
he
knocked out,
made for Hangover.
Cody Rhodes. Yeah.
I'm sure he's making a ton of money.
Well, he
In general.
tried to sue
He
him.
needs it.
He tried
Like,
to sue
just in
him
general.
because they did the tattoo and they weren't going to have him in the movie. And they said, "Well, why don't we just put you in the movie and then you make your money that way?"
Ah,
I did not
okay.
know that.
Yeah.
I didn't know that either.
Because of the that's why he made the very last appearance. Like in the first one, he had like a bigger
Yeah.
part. The second one, I think it was like right at the end.
Wow.
Oh yeah, because he sang, didn't he?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he came out and sang.
Yeah.
I was
One
like,
night
"We
in
just rented him.
Bangkok."
We don't own him. We don't own him."
Steve Leslie was singing that last night, and the images in my head were just like, that is one of those guys. And we'll talk about this one after the break. Who are the 3 guys you'd want to be hooked up with on if you were in the Hangover?
Oh.
From YSN or in the sports world? We'll talk about that when we come back on YSN's Power Hour.
They say American craftsmanship is making a comeback. Of course, at Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods, it never went away.
People are floored by Baird Brothers' authentic hardwood floors. They stare at our stairs and adore our doors. Baird Brothers reflects 3 generations of family craftsmanship. Visit our huge in-stock selection in person or at BairdBrothers.com.
Baird Brothers, our family's heritage, your family's home.
Planning a project around your home or rental property? Trust the electrical service to the local experts with 62 years of serving the Mahoning Valley. Joe Dickey Electric is your local go-to source for responsive, reliable residential electrical work. From everyday maintenance and repairs to new installations, electrical upgrades, and safety inspections, no job is too big or too small. Call Joe Dickey Electric today, 800-549-3976, or visit DickeyElectric.com. That's DickeyElectric.com.
Myers Family Insurance knows the importance of a great team.
Our team continues to grow to help you with your Medicare and retirement needs.
The annual election period is here, so it's all hands on deck to make sure your plan still meets your needs for 2020.
Call us today.
Hey, welcome to the YSN Power Hour. It is 1:30 local time, and before the break, we kind of, as we always do, find another topic to talk about, and this one is all a hangover. If you had 3 guys to surround yourself with for a weekend in Vegas or Bangkok or wherever you are, who would they be and why? And Quinn, let's go with you first and see who the folks are you'd surround yourself with and what kind of weekend you'd have.
So, thinking of it just from the YSN people, it would be obviously Steve. You got to have Steve. Steve's in everything. I would say probably Steve, Thorny. I would say you.
Oh, no, you don't want to be there.
I would. That'd be a classic crew.
I'm not the guy that goes into jail. I
Pretty much just let Steve go and you follow Steve.
Steve's in bed, though. Like, I've bunked with Steve.
That's true.
He's in bed by, like, 8:45, bundled up, and, like, you can't make any noise. But he's also one of those guys that, like, you wake up at 3 o'clock and he's on his phone. Like, it's the weirdest thing ever.
He's a power nap. You just let him go.
He's an animal is what he is. So that's not a bad threesome. I'm honored you'd include me. Where would we go?
Oh, does it matter?
This is your bachelor party.
Oh hell. I mean.
And the woman you're going to marry is wonderful, by the way.
I don't know if it would really matter when you have that kind of crew. It just make fun wherever you go, honestly.
Thorny would be fun.
Yeah.
Thorny would be the guy that's at the blackjack table till 6 a.m.
I mean, you could put Steve and Thorny probably in the middle of a field in the middle of Western PA somewhere, and you'd have fun.
I agree with that.
So I don't think it really matters where you go.
I agree with that. T?
I don't really know the crew too well, but I do like Thorny just because I like his posts and the way he talks when he calls in the show. He's a realist. I think it'd be fun to hang out with. Boy, I don't know. I would probably go Q just because he's so quiet, but I bet he's got some demons in him.
You think he could wild him out?
I bet he. Oh, absolutely.
He's got some demons.
And then
that's right, Stu. Thank you.
I don't know. This last one, I would love to see Brian Scott in that situation too.
Oh, listen, I've got some stories about B. Scott.
I would love to have B. Scott there.
He is like Nick Cannon wilding out.
Yeah.
My man is he goes out. When he gets out, he's out. Get him away from society in East Palestine, and my man is cray. We're gonna do round 2, so keep it in mind. Non-YSN people. So that's round 2. B, what do you got?
I'd go Quinn.
They don't have to sit at this table.
No,
okay.
Quinn, you, and then Steve. And Steve.
Steve is the common denominator.
You gotta have Steve.
Yeah.
Steve's the guy that's gonna get you.
You either have
not
Steve
arrested.
or Thorny. You gotta have one of them.
Yep.
Yeah. I'd go Quinn, you, and Steve.
That's a good point.
What?
If you're in this area, you gotta have Steve, because he's the only one that's gonna get you out of trouble.
Oh, Steve, yeah. He'll get you into trouble, and then he'll immediately get you out of it. Thorny's that way too. Thorny will get you. Thorny's the guy that gives you the ideas and you execute, and then he's like, "Whoa, guys, what are we doing here? What are we doing?" Like he comes in like the father, like, "Wait, guys, what?"
All it takes for me though is you won't do it, but
yeah, that's you're that guy.
But you still gotta run your 40, so
I do.
For me, I would take B. Scott just because I know, and we started this thing together, and I know the way he is when you get him out of the 4 corners of East Palestine.
Yeah.
I think I would, Steve, naturally. Like, Steve's my homeboy. I would like to see, just out of curiosity, what my dude, Rick Daly would do on a wild weekend. We saw him run the 40. Like he's got no inhibition.
Yeah.
It's like
he's all in.
He's going.
Yeah.
He puts his. If
Is he the YSN Allen?
He might be the YSN Allen, but he also got hurt in his training for the 40-yard dash.
That's what you said.
He wrote a blog about it, which respect.
That's awesome.
Like he's not hiding anything. He's going all out, and he's not done yet. He's like, I'm gonna do it. So those are my three. So let's reverse the tables a little bit. B, you got to take any three people, celebrities, whatever, hangover style, on a weekend. Who would it be and why?
Celebrities or just anyone?
Locals. It could be anybody.
I'd probably take my brother as one.
Ryan Miller.
Yes. And then just because I would take Sidney Crosby, because just because, I mean, like,
that'd be a good one.
One night hanging out with him, I mean.
You think he's a partier?
No, I don't think so.
I think he'd be like a librarian.
No, you know what? when he was younger, I know like they were, like when I bet he was, but like the videos of seeing him like when they won the cups, like he was off like.
He's no Ovechkin when it comes to partying.
Take Ovechkin out.
Ovechkin's still partying.
Those Russian dude.
2 years ago.
They're returning champs right now.
I think Ovechkin's still holding the trophy.
And then I probably would have to go with. The last one's tough because like probably my buddy Brennan Toy, Big Toy. I would have to go with him.
All right. Shades?
Oh man, mine's gonna be
Shades.
Dennis Rodman, Jeff Reed.
Oh, he took Rodman.
Dennis Rodman, Jeff Reed.
That is a wild night.
It's those two alone.
Man, I don't know. I'm just gonna throw him in just because he likes to get rowdy. My buddy Jacob Leone.
Oh.
That's a good group right there.
A shout out and a legit. All right, Q.
That's tough. I don't know. I don't know celebrity-wise who I would do. I know local ones just because we always hang out. I mean, it's the AAU clan. I mean, there's 4 of us, and it just works. I mean, it's Coach Johnson out of Columbiana, Huxold, and Eric Bailey.
They're never going to get lost because all they do is just keep holding hands with each other, though, so they're never going to get lost.
Kumbaya.
It's what it is. It's a fun time.
Have you guys ever been close to being in jail?
No.
Like, not even like in a little bit of trouble?
No.
Even stuff you didn't want to talk about on there? You can say yes, and you don't have to get into it.
No.
Nothing?
Mm-mm.
Like you're mild-mannered reporters. You guys are Clark Kents.
We have fun. That's all that matters.
Okay. Guys, do you think they just sit around and scout like a?
No.
I've seen them in action. A couple of those. Seen them in action.
You gotta remember,
That's a good group.
those two are like
It's a good
rivals. They love going at each
Todd and
other.
Chris?
Yeah.
Okay.
They just love going at each other.
I do like when they go at
very
each other.
competitive. It's very fun. It's fun to watch.
Do you do you guys tag team? Like, do you do like tag team?
No, usually Eric and I kind of just poke it and let it go. Once it gets kind of stirred up, you just let it go, and it's pure entertainment.
At some point, do you think that'll come back on you?
I don't know. It probably will eventually, but it won't be until they're done coaching against each other, probably.
Until you hear Huck go, Quinn, go get my bag.
Because they're still brother-in-laws. So
oh, I know. I
like,
love that.
That's gonna be forever.
Oh, I know.
So I don't know if that will ever end.
You guys are like
Hopefully
cousins.
not. It's fun.
You're like Cousin Eddie.
Cousin Eddie.
Pretty much, yeah.
All right, I would go with Rodman was my pick, number 1, and then like because you want a good weekend, you want like someone that's got like.
And anyone who runs around with Carmen Electra, I want him on my team.
I'll tell you what, someone who he's told me stories. Kelly Pavlik, I would take Kelly with me.
Oh yeah, I forgot about Kelly.
And then you know who else I would take? Jeff Rizil.
That'd be fun.
I think that would be one hell of a weekend. Rodman, Rizil, and Kelly Pavlik.
That'd be a good group.
3 different just people, but everybody's looking to stir it up.
Oh, yeah.
So out of those groups, who gets lost in your group?
Probably me. It's like trying to get away from the other 3. Rizil, I could see Rizil wandering off.
Just wander off, but come back with more stories and stuff.
He would come back with like 75 people, like leading a pack of wolves. Like out of the wilderness, Jeff Rizil comes with like a bearskin coat, and he's got 70 wolves behind him. Like I envision that's the leadership of Jeff Rizzo. But I think Kelly would get lost because Kelly talks to everybody. Like it doesn't matter who you are.
Yeah.
Kelly will talk your ear off, and it's not about boxing. It's just about life, and it's funny to just you just sit there and you listen to him talk, and it's funny. And I think he's 0-4 against you now, Tris.
It's tough being at the top, guys.
It's starting to stack up.
It's tough being at the top.
And everybody knows Dennis Rodman naturally.
Oh yeah,
would be tough. I mean, what's the place you would want to get lost in? I've never been to Vegas, and that's
Vegas is played out. It's played out.
You think?
Yeah.
I don't know. That's definitely
you
not
ever get
Atlantic
lost
City.
in Vegas on your own?
Well, everything looks the same.
True.
Does it really?
But if you're all alone, it might be somewhere to go.
Yeah. It's.
I would go, just because you'll agree with this. I'd go Vegas or Pittsburgh, just because Pittsburgh's just one of those. Like
I couldn't do Pittsburgh because my in-laws live in Pittsburgh. Like I
I
wouldn't
down
get
the
lost.
street and see them.
Yeah, I'd be like, whoa. What are you doing here? Nothing.
Walking around.
Why are you hanging out with Dennis Rodman? You trying to go to jail? You gotta go night. So, it's. I think it'd be fun.
That'd be kind of fun. Hang out with Kevin Hart.
Oh my gosh.
That'd be pretty fun.
Yeah, it depends on which one.
I heard he's crazy though. Like I heard like.
Oh yeah. Some of the stories he's told on his shows or on his.
Did anybody see the documentary yet? Watch the Kevin Hart documentary on Netflix. I saw a little bit of it.
I think I've seen it.
Oh man, like the way that he's got some deep-seated issues that he's overcome, and that's some craziness. So Kevin Hart, yeah, like the guy that's always so fun. Usually the guys that are the funniest are the guys that have the most pain. You know what I mean? Because they can make fun of it, and they've been in those situations.
Will Ferrell would be another one I would like to go with.
I don't know, man. He's just.
You think Will Ferrell?
He's too damn big for me. He's huge.
So
I just think he'd be
how
so
tall do you
fun.
think Dennis Rodman is?
Small.
Dennis Rodman's a basketball player. Is a little different, and he's just.
Will
Will Ferrell's
talking about Jackie Moon.
Yeah, he's weird. He's weird looking. Like I don't know.
Will Ferrell just would
He's
so
funny. He's
funny
just
to be
weird
around
looking.
that night.
Say what?
It'd be so funny to be.
Oh, I thought you were around. You said he was so fun to be around that night. I was like, wait, you got stories about Will Ferrell and you're holding back? I think so. I think Will Ferrell is one of those guys he could ad lib, just being funny.
Yeah.
Kevin Hart could probably do that situation, but like I think sometimes these guys go into their bits a little bit, and that could get stale.
Yeah.
Like the guy that has to be the funny guy, that can get old really quick.
Yeah.
If you're just naturally funny, like Jake Leone.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Naturally funny. Doesn't try to put on a shtick.
Yeah.
He's just one liner after one liner after one liner.
Yeah.
So who else? I mean, like, who would be the comedic guy of the group for the group you have, Quinn?
It's got to be Huxold. It has to be.
Hucky's funny?
Yeah.
I know he's funny.
He's just funny. He's always very energized. So he's one of those guys, and you just kind of feed off of it. But yeah. Plus, I mean, when those two get going, it's just fun. It's just fun because everybody adds in.
TJ's funny too. Like, TJ's like undercover funny.
Mm-hmm. Well, he'll hit you with the funny one, like the one-liners and stuff.
Oh yeah.
It's a fun time.
Huck's not afraid to go below the belt.
No.
And that's the danger of it.
And that's why those two do it all the time. And what's fun, you always are around them, and the wives are around, and they're just feeding on it and poking the bear even more, and the whole Huxold clan basically teams up on them. So it's fun. It's funny.
What about you? Who's the class clown?
Probably Jeff Reed. He got kicked out of a Hall of Fame game at Fawcett Stadium.
You still got Rodman.
He'd be the one that disappeared. He would say, I need a vacation from my vacation. All right, be back in 24 hours.
That's true.
That's B.
I'd go with B Toy, just because he's one of those naturally funny kind of guys that just you can just look at him and laugh, just because he's just one of those guys. He's just so funny.
That's awesome. All right, let's return it to sports here. The Corona crowds, not to get crazy. Are we playing the game of playing a game? Like, I feel like there's sports that are like, all right, we want crowds in. I mean, you saw a little bit. I think NASCAR let a few people in. And then we just talked about the Hall of Fame game canceled. nobody allowed in. Baseball, nobody's going to be allowed in. And then you have the Kentucky Derby. They're like, yeah, sure, why not? What side of the fence are we on here?
Yeah.
I think people don't want to be those guys like football. Like they don't want to be the one to mess it up. I don't want to say it's different than like the Kentucky Derby, but at the end of the day, it is. I don't think football wants to be the one to mess it up. You know what I mean?
You don't want to be the guy they point to and say that's why.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what it is. Like, well, everything was fine until you tried to do your own thing, and then
It's kind of like all those under the radar sports that are doing it, like golf and all these other sports. Kentucky Derby. I mean, it's not a major sport. It is in its own way, but it's not one of the main ones. Like, it's not baseball, it's not basketball, it's not football.
you think of like
The major four.
It's not the major four.
Yeah.
I just feel like I've said this all along. Nobody knows what to do. Like Fauci doesn't know what to do, but
Damn
he's
Fauci.
he's considered an expert.
I'm fighting his.
It's got to be trial and error at this point. I mean, try it if it works.
But no
great.
one
If
wants
it's
to be the
not,
trial
no.
period.
Nobody wants to be the one to stick their neck out and be like, because
No one wants to pull the Band-Aid off.
risk reward, there's not a whole lot of reward out there.
Could be a lot though. But like
Facts.
you said with baseball, like they had that chance to.
Well, yeah, you could be the leaders in it,
Yeah.
but after that, it's just like it would go back to normal. Like, okay, baseball did it, now football's gonna do it. All that. It's not like you get a plaque for being the
Yeah.
first to do it, but if you're the first to do it and everybody gets corona, they look at you and they go, "Don't be like baseball.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah.
be like the Kentucky Derby." Do you think that's what we're living in a world of fear right now?
Yeah, I mean, I just feel like if, with how many people have been just kind of passing this whole coronavirus off to the side, like it's nothing. Like, I mean, it's okay to go out and because the cases have been lowered in some places.
Sure.
But it's still not completely gone away. So I think that if there's some sports that are doing fans, I honestly think that they need to stop because of the fact that there can be people out there that, oh, I don't have coronavirus, and then expose it to everyone else and those things. So I think, to me personally, I think obviously fans make sports atmospheres a lot better, no matter what sport it is. But the fact that, it's causing a lot of risk, I think that a lot of these major sports should not be doing fans at all until pretty much all of the cases are completely lowered to the point where, okay, we can start doing it. Obviously, some of these states have been doing stuff where the cases have been lowered and they've been opening up more stuff, but it's still very high risk.
So let me ask you this: if you've got a 1% chance of catching coronavirus, but somebody gives you a ticket to Game 7 of the World Series or the Stanley Cup or the NBA Finals or the Super Bowl, are you going?
Yes, I would go, but
Go to the Browns home opener for that. I don't care. Doesn't have to be Game
I
7.
would go,
I'll
but I mean,
I'll be there.
obviously, I would like be freaking out that I'm just.
So why would you go?
Yeah.
Like that's
Yeah,
my thing.
yeah,
Is everybody
gotcha.
wants to be like, yeah, I want to go and be part of it, but
I'm gonna go.
I'll go and I'll sneeze and get some space. I'll be good.
I got your
Sneeze
yeah,
on the face,
no,
sneeze on
I mean,
somebody.
my first instinct would go. So I would make sure that if I'm gonna go, I don't need to be worried. But
right.
There would be that still 1% chance of just being, But
It's in the back of your mind. I could.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. It would be in the back of my mind. But I would
Cough my
100%
way down
go.
to courtside seats.
Here's the way I quantify it in my mind is like I've got a 1% chance of dying, more or less, anytime I do anything.
Mhm.
Like when I drive here, if there's a truck or a bus that decides that it's going to pull out in front of me, then
train,
boop, dead. You know what I mean? One of those things. Like if I'm going to die via the coronavirus, I'm going to do it on my terms, like doing what I want to do.
Yeah,
And I realize that there's been people, but like there's been more people that have been struck by lightning at this point than have been killed by the coronavirus. So I'm gonna do what I'm gonna do, and if they shut it down, that's on them.
Yeah.
But if there's a ticket and they say, hey, listen, ticket for you for the Super Bowl, 7th row.
Peace out.
See you there.
All right. Whose name's it under? I just got a notification on my phone that NASCAR just released the image of the noose.
Yeah.
So that whole thing's messed up, by the way, too.
Yeah.
Like that is absolutely crazy what happened over the weekend.
I mean, I don't know who it would be, but wouldn't it have to be one of his team members?
It turned
Isn't
out
it very
was
secure?
a garage pull down.
Oh.
Is what it turned out to be. And they showed a picture of a typical garage pull, and it's just a looped thing. It's naturally, yes, is it a noose technically? Yeah, but a noose is just a knot.
So basically, we all have them in our house for the garage door.
I have an automatic garage door.
Yeah, but you still got the pull release.
I got the pull release, but it has like a bungee thing.
Okay.
So you guys probably have the pull down thing.
Murph, if you're still watching, you fix doors. Tell us if we're wrong.
Yeah, call in, Murph. We want to hear from DJ Murphy, the humble hero. But like NASCAR, they made this huge, and they should have if it was really legit. But my argument is this, and somebody could tell me I'm crazy. Corey Renforth, I know he's out there watching. If you've been brought up in the sport and you've been living in the garage practically your entire life, you probably know what a garage pull looks like. I would think, I would hope. And I think now that, and there's definitely a awareness. Remember like Metal Gear Solid? Like whenever you're playing the video game and like somebody hears you, there's like a, like I feel like everybody's on that right now. Like, and they're seeing everything in a different light. You know, like it's one of those crazy things that Bubba Wallace didn't even see it, but he's speaking on it.
Yeah.
And my other problem with Bubba Wallace, not to get into this social injustice thing, is he doesn't want to speak on it anymore. He's like, well, I didn't bring this on myself. No, you didn't start this, but you were the guy that put this on your car. So if you're going to lead.
Yeah.
You know, don't just back away now because you're catching heat. That's like, leader is going to catch heat. That's what a leader does. You've got to be able to express yourself and sometimes say, I did wrong. Now, I was incredibly impressed with the way he handled it after his interview yesterday when he said, you know, I'd rather live, 15 minutes of embarrassment and do something and move the country forward than, never say anything and this is where it's at. So kudos to him on one side. On the other side, like, take a breath. Like, it's okay. It's not everybody's out to hurt you.
Yeah.
And they showed that on NASCAR with the support that he got. So
his support is crazy. Not just from NASCAR, but like LeBron James reached out. So
yeah, and I think that there's, again, I said this before, is there social injustice in the world? Yes, there is. But it's on both sides. Like, you can't treat one and not treat the other. It's on many sides, I should say. This is bigger than an octagon. I don't know. I can only get to 8 on my guns. But, when you look at it, there's a lot of different players in this game, and, you can't just look to one over the others. So be careful what you wish for in this, because this is going to start a snowball that you're not going to be able to stop. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting given the scenario. And again, we don't want to get too political, but it's in sports, so we have to talk about it. And from that standpoint, I think it's going to be interesting. We'll try to take in about 7 minutes, we'll take a look at the photo and see what we think and see if maybe we can get it confused with the scenario he is. But like Podesta was on, he was saying it could have been an inside job. Like, they all feel like dummies right now. They all have to feel like, oh yeah, that was a garage pull.
So now they're like biting their tongue, trying to.
Yeah, I mean, PR. You don't want to just put your head in the sand for 7 weeks. You want to be able to, admit you made a mistake and move on. Right? That's the whole goal. Like, yeah, we biffed up, and then one of those things. If they decide that they're going to put their head in the sand and this whole thing goes, he's only going to get hurt from it, because then they're going to see it as, oh, okay, he turned away, he backed down, he's a coward, all this. Like, you're in it now, brother. You are in it. Just keep on trucking with it. Admit you made a mistake, which you already did, and then
keep rolling.
Keep rolling. Yeah. Like, keep putting that positive foot forward. Yeah. Keep making strides. I'm really surprised we haven't heard anything really out of the hockey ranks. Like, I know Sidney Crosby took a little bit of heat for not coming out.
Yeah.
And then, was it Sherry or Gensel came out and said some stuff. I forget who it was. It was one of his teammates that came out.
Yeah, it was just like Evander Kane. He came out and was speaking on the. There was one player that I can't think of his name. He was one of the like low ranked players. He like came out and said that he was racially profiled and all that, and then all the players started coming out and saying that even in hockey there's a lot of racism and all that, and then like you said, Crosby and like McDavid, all we're getting heat for not coming out and all that, and it was just one of those things where it's just like, I mean, they have, I mean, like Crosby and McDavid, like I mean, obviously they should show support, but I mean,
you can show support in different ways.
It goes back to being an umpire. You don't say something, you're wrong.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
Yeah,
One of the problems that we had here was someone said that YSN should support BLM, and listen, I'm all for it. Like, you support who you're going to support. Like, I've learned along my days that I cannot listen and talk at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
I can hear and talk. I can't listen and talk.
I pick up pieces.
Yeah, you pick up the piece. Like, you're just looking at little spits. Like,
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I heard Tristan say, don't touch that. But there were many different words between that. And you hear what you want to hear when you're talking.
Yeah.
The problem is nobody, if you listen in this scenario, now you're characterized as your silence is deafening. And that was the direct quote that we got.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm sorry, I'm sorry that you feel that way. However, we are listening. We are not in a situation that we know what you're going through. So we're going to listen, and then we will react if we feel the need to do so.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of these PR agencies, a lot of these players have been instructed, have been taught that, listen, just don't say anything.
Yeah.
Listen, and then react if you feel the need. Sidney Crosby leads in so many different ways.
Yeah.
Some of these athletes lead in so many different ways.
Mm-hmm.
Like, my thing is, I'm not going to be like pissed at LeBron because I'm late on my electric bill, because it's mine. Like, I'm living it, right? And he doesn't know what it's like to be late on an electric bill, for the last, it's one of those things.
Yeah.
So, like, I'm not going to ask him to go what I would say, listen, here's my deal. I need like $100, one of those things. Yeah, I hate that. They're apples and oranges, but it's one of those things, like, if you don't know what somebody's going through, it's okay to just sit there and be like, okay.
In the military, they have this thing. I think it's like read, predict, reality, react.
Mm-hmm.
So there's so many different things.
Yeah.
Because you can react and not be the right time for it.
Yeah, you can't really show support and help out
by not being fully educated.
Yeah, and not like you said, reacting. Like, you kind of have to listen before you react, because if you react before you listen or educate yourself, that's what's going to hurt you even more. And so, there's people out there that are trying to listen and then react to it, but there are people out there that are reacting to it before listening and all that.
And educating themselves.
Yeah.
And that's the part that drives, and I still don't feel like I'm fully educated on the situation.
Yeah.
Like, I'm nowhere near where I need to be to make, and we're still listening.
Yeah.
We probably won't make a stance in this because the facts just keep coming out. I support anybody that believes fully in something. Like, we are all sitting at this table, we are all products of somebody that believed in something at some point. And being that you're sitting at this table, you believe in what we're doing here at YSN. So, at least I hope. But it's one of those situations where just know what you're doing before. And I think that, everybody's guard's up right now. Like, and everybody's tense. And if we just relax, and that's what sports does. Sports kind of takes our eye off the ball a little bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it gives us something else to bicker about, which is awesome, because it's, a lot of times it's not real life. Let's face it. If our biggest argument is who's going to win the Stanley Cup playoffs, and you say the Penguins, and I say the Capitals, and you're like, I hate the Capitals. I hate you. All right, cool.
Yeah.
Hey, we're on.
Yeah.
I hate your stinking guts.
I hate your stinking nuts. It's one of those things where like, I can live with that.
Yeah.
But it's you hate me because of the color of my skin, or because that is different. That is what we're facing in society right now.
Yeah.
Which
I do hate people who eat those little fish out of the can. I hate you if you eat those.
What?
You sit here can eat the can.
Sardines?
Couldn't do that. Could you do that?
I like sardines.
I guess I hate you equally, so I guess I'm fired. I guess I'm fired.
You don't like sardines?
That's gross.
Have you ever had them?
I can't get past the smell.
If you could just choke it down. It's just salty.
I could try. But at the end
I
of the
had
day,
one. I had one and I didn't like it.
I know it's a fish.
So I know what we're doing now.
I mean,
A little sardines for Family Dollar.
oh
That's the
man,
last
I might.
place I would get sardines from.
I'd probably end up trying to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, we'll get some sardines.
You won't.
Billy McCartney
That's
said.
what I was about to say, just say you won't if you'll do it.
Billy McCartney saying, I didn't get the jersey memo today. I put that out earlier. Tristan actually brought a baseball jersey first, and then
Yeah.
had to go back to
I
the
had
basketball
Indians jersey on. Then I see Q walk in. I'm like, oh, it's a basketball jersey.
Basketball. So we put the hoops jerseys on. I got my shipment yesterday. I saw it on my
Came down looking like Michael yesterday.
yeah. I got what, 4 Michael Jordan jerseys? 4.
What'd you get? Did you get a red one?
I got the red one. I got
Black
the black
and
with the
pinstripes.
pinstripe.
That's my favorite.
I got the white one, and then I got the '96 All-Star jersey here that we're rocking today from Phoenix. So this was my favorite All-Star jersey they ever wore. That game was stacked. That game was stacked. The only problem I have with basketball jerseys is
it the cut under the armpit?
no, it's the fact that they're like 2 times the length.
Yeah.
I'm not that tall. Like my midsection is tiny. Like it is not. I'm not put out for this. I'm just like I'm a football / baseball gear guy. I mean, I try to wear it, and my shoulders don't fit the.
It is a weird. Yeah, they are a weird cut sometimes.
Because they're all different. Like yours is like a nice cut. Yours is like a wide cut. This is a wide cut, and this is a Mitchell and Ness. Mitchell and Ness. And then you got B, who's got the legit Jordan Youngstown State jersey, courtesy of YSU.
Yeah, the only basketball jersey I had in my house was like one of the first LeBron Cavs jerseys that was in a kid's size, so it would have been a crop top on me.
I still think you should have rocked it,
Yeah.
but maybe next time. Maybe next time.
Yeah.
We're going to take a break. We're going to come back, talk about Vince Carter and a lot more on the YSN Power Hour. Call in. The hotline's open, 330-886-0813 on the YSN Power Hour right after this.
Hey, my Ohio friends, it's Mike Ditka, and I know great talent and heart when I see it. I can tell you from firsthand experience, there are average real estate agents, then there are true champions. Kelly Warren is one of those champions, and you have it right there in your own backyard. Kelly outmarkets and outsells every agent in the Mahoning Valley. If Kelly can't sell your home at a price and deadline you agree to, Kelly will buy it. Get your home sold. Call Kelly Warren today at 717-2689 or go online to kellysold.com and start packing.
You can feel it. Baird Brothers' traditional craftsmanship. You can see it. Baird Brothers' timeless style. And you can afford it. And find everything at BairdBrothers.com. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is real hardwood, yet beautifully affordable. Floors, moldings, interior doors, bar rails, and stair parts. All within your means and without a care. Start at BairdBrothers.com. You have made it. Your home.
Teams work hard and give it all they've got. Well, so does ours, because 21 Sports and YSN give you extra effort when covering local sports. 21 Sports and YSN, winning coverage of our Valley's teams.
And welcome back to the YSN Power Hour. DJ Oakley with you. Brendan Miller on the other side of the table, along with Tristan Reynolds and Quinn Pushkar. Guys, now we see... we had that break. Now we see the knot, the noose, as they're stating in NASCAR. I'm still kind of. I mean, people said it wasn't real. It's real. It's real.
It's definitely real.
Mm-hmm. But
it's definitely real.
It's what you would expect. It's how they explained it. It was a garage pole, and what I'm hearing now, what I'm seeing on Twitter. Now, take this for what it's worth. You know, they're saying that was the only one that was constructed like that. I don't know. I don't know what to think right now. And again, what we do is when we don't know what to think, we sit back and we just collect facts.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not in that situation where I can make an educated and informed decision on what I'm even seeing. But I've seen others like that, not necessarily, in that situation. But
It's just sad that we have to sit here and kind of
split hairs.
Yeah, and think and have to think about if it was what we think it is, or if it was
racially motivated.
Yeah, and that's what stinks about it, is that we have to sit here and talk about it, because we shouldn't be having to talk about it, and we shouldn't have to be kind of explaining what we think or what we, we shouldn't have to be talking about this.
The problem that I foresee is you're going to, because this is a copycat world, are we going to see any of this in high school, in sandlot leagues? When the national anthem comes out, and again, it's been hard pushed that this is not about the flag, but what does a coach do? What does a community do if players start kneeling for the national anthem during? I can tell you exactly what YSN will do. We're not going to do anything. We're not going to point it out. We're not going to talk about it. We're there to announce a sport, an event, and that's not part of it.
Mm-hmm.
That's just not part of it. What they do in pregame, unless it's affecting the play on the field, it's not going to be part of what we report. And that's a hard stance that we've had since day one. Because this was Colin Kaepernick years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And people were trying to do it then, and we just didn't report it. We've seen it happen at the high school level. Now with it being mainstream society, and it's being done at seemingly every sport, what do you do? As a coach, Quinn, what do you do if one of your players decides to take a knee?
I don't know what other coaches will do. I'm going to support my players. First things first is they're my players, so I'm going to
Do you
support
make
them.
sure that they're educated on what they're doing before they do it? Because they're younger players.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, you always have to have the education behind it. You got to know what you're doing it for.
But you'll support it.
I'll support it, yeah. And at the end of the day, I'm going to take the brunt for it. I'll take it. It's not them. It's not a kid. Don't ever come at a kid.
Well, it is a kid's.
I know.
It's their decision.
Yeah, but
And I like that
I'm
you're
gonna
putting
do it.
yourself in front.
It's going to be me.
But if they're making the decision for you,
Talk to me, not the player.
Not to be a jerk, but this could be a situation where I don't like Coach Pushkar. I don't really believe in this cause. And they know you're going to take the bullet. What do you do there?
Protect the player. That's what I'm going to do.
Good man.
I think there would have to be almost like a meeting, and this could be flipped though too. You sit down and talk to your players. You could almost air everything out between a bunch of kids and adults, whoever it may be. Everyone's always going to have their own stance. But if you could all get on the same page, what if you all just do the same thing? What if someone? But there's no right answer. You know what I mean? You're gonna have to, as a coach, you're gonna have to defend your players, and you're gonna have to make sure you have an answer, because it's gonna be coming left, right. You never know.
Oh yeah, you're gonna get arrows from all over.
Well, and with Quinn was saying, if you sit down and have a meeting, like he said, and sit down and talk to the players and just let them know that you'll support them, like how you were talking about Mike Tomlin. He said he was going to support whatever his players do. If a coach wants to support anything they do, just sit down and talk to them and just say, hey, you can do what you want. I will be supporting you, and just leave it at that. And just explain that, obviously we got to be educated as a coach or as a player to know everything about it before you do it. But having the combination of having a meeting before and talking as a coach to the players and letting them know that you have their backs and support them is a good thing. It's a good thing to do.
So here's a crazy question: if you're in a situation where all of your players kneel and you're right behind them, and if you're going to support them, do you feel the peer pressure to kneel as well? No.
Well, again, you're damned if you do, damned if you don't. Because if you kneel, then they'll be like, look, what they're doing. But if you don't, he doesn't support.
You're drawing as much attention.
So
that's my question, and I think you guys are in bad situations for this. You're in really bad and really poor situations because you want to support your players.
Yeah.
But you also have your own ideas and education on what the situation is.
But at the end of the day, you could have a kid who's mad at mom or dad at home.
Mm-hmm.
Says, I see it the other way. I'm coming to the game. Guess what I'm doing? You know, I'm standing, I'm kneeling, one of the two. And it could just be not even his fault as a coach. You know what I mean? But it reflects him. It doesn't reflect on what's going on anywhere else.
I mean, like
you know what I mean? It's going to
yeah.
reflect the team.
Yeah, but like I said, I'm going to protect the player for what they do, and it's going to come at me anyway. It's going through me regardless, so I'm going to do what I do. I'm going to stand. It's just how I am. I'm going to stand. What my players do, I don't care. It's up to them. I support what they do.
Don't say you don't care.
Right, but at the end of the day, like I don't care. Like your decision is your decision, but I'm going to support that and I'm going to protect that, and that's just what it is. Yeah. It's going through me.
I agree with that. It's an interesting world we live in, guys, and you're. Well, the situation is you're on the front lines. You know what I mean? You're there and you're going to support your players, but there's going to be more than ever because there's always been situations that are out of coach's control. Now you're in a situation where it's so far out of your hands that you can't control it. You know, supporting your players and trying to do what you love and make a living and all of that goes along with it. It's a decision within a decision, you know, and sometimes it's not even your decision and you've got to react to it. So just another layer of the onion that you guys have to unpeel and you know, I feel for you. I feel for all the players. I feel for everybody that's been affected by this on both sides of it, you know, and I hate to be the guy that rides the fence, but I see both sides.
Mm-hmm.
I do, and that's the tough part because I don't understand necessarily both sides. I certainly have no time for racists on either side, or anybody that's a racist. There's no need for that anymore. This is 2020. Racism has no place in America anymore. If we're going to be equal, let's be equal. But at the same time, let's be equal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's the leg up stuff is what bothers me, you know, and I can go into a tangent on that, but I won't. But you look at this and, you know, I shouldn't have to apologize for
my beliefs
and the way I was born either, you know? And that's my frustration through the entire thing is people look at us and they go, okay, because you look a certain way, because you talk a certain way, because you act a certain way. This is like that's called reverse racism, you know, and not that everybody's like that, but like let's not call the other side out either. So it's crazy times we live in. Again, we try not to jump on that bus too much, but it is crazy out there. So everybody be careful and everybody love everybody, just like Jackie Moon said. ELE. Everybody love everybody. Unless if they're a Browns fan, then you don't have to love them.
That might strike.
Boom roasted. We got a roast on Twitter on our Facebook page right now. Billy McCartney says, "I like all the jerseys but the Lakers."
Because he loves them.
Boom roasted.
Does he love them? Is that why you don't like them?
No, he doesn't.
I think he just doesn't like teams that win a lot.
I can see that.
Best basketball franchise in the NBA. That win the
Are
most.
you defending them right now?
No, I'm just saying they win the most.
Okay. I was gonna say because you're a Cavs fan.
Yeah, I'm just saying they win the most.
Just remember.
Yeah.
By the way,
I have no shame in that.
Have you seen the? There's
Andre Drummond's back.
There's a Facebook skit on here.
Gonna
The
win
guy's
6
like
games now.
talking about going to the game. He's like, I'm gonna root for the Boston Red Sox because I love the Yankees though too. He's like, yeah, you ever see that?
Yes.
The guy can't pick a team. He's like, my mom's from Kansas City, so you know I'm rocking the Chiefs. As he has like a.
Did you ever see the guy in the stadium that's changing jerseys the entire time? He was like, I forget who it was. I think it was a football game. And he was wearing one jersey, and then the other, it might have been the Falcons. He's wearing Falcons, and then like teasing all the Patriots fans. And then in the fourth quarter, he takes his Falcons jersey off, and it's like a Patriots jersey, and he starts making fun of all the Atlanta fans. I was like, yeah, that guy's cool. Like, you want to hang with that guy. For the record, and I'm going to put this out there, I am changing my allegiance from the Cavs back to my original point of the Chicago Bulls.
Okay.
I'm out there. Bulls aren't good. They're no longer
Hell
good.
of a lot better than the Cavs.
But I am no longer. I'm done. I'm done with it.
They're gonna be lost for a while.
Drummond's back. We're gonna win 10 games.
It reminds me of the days that I hung up on the Indians. I was just like, that's it. They're no longer my main team. I'm going back to the Pirates. Like nobody was like, Oh, you can't do that.
Yeah.
Because they're like, you're going to the Pirates. And they're like, huh?
Well, okay.
Like, if you're going to jump ship, at least go to a winner. I was like,
Yeah.
no. I want to make sure everybody knows this has nothing to do with winning. It's the same as this decision. It has nothing to do with winning. I was originally a Bulls fan, obviously because of Michael Jordan. And I'm tired of Cavs fans. And not the team, just the fans. Not you. It's kind of you.
Kind of you.
I'm not a fan of the owner. Not a fan of the owner.
Yeah,
Not a fan. Well,
Gilbert's not too good.
I am impartial because my sister and my brother-in-law. My sister used to work for him. My brother-in-law still does. So I'm impartial. I'm not a fan of his decisions. I'm not going to tell you if that's from the financial standpoint or from his ownership standpoint. I'm just going to leave it at that.
The new arena is pretty nice though. It is really nice.
Rocket Mortgage
You got a
Fieldhouse.
Steve
Like they
Wesley
redid
posted
it all. It's really nice.
Oh, we got an update. 14-2 over Full Circuit Power in the 15 Midwest Elite Tourney. Ben Slanker, winning pitcher, back at it tomorrow at 10 in North Ridgeville. So congratulations to the Astro Falcons, 2-0 in this tournament. And Steve said they felt pretty good going into it. They got some good 15 U's. Ben Slanker, tall drink of water, and he is patrolling center field most nights, and today slinging it. So AJ Havrilla and Ben Slanker leading the way for the Astros as they go 2-0, and they will go at 10 a.m. tomorrow in North Ridgeville. So if you have the day off, want to see some baseball, some good baseball, and support local baseball, head over to North Ridgeville for that, and then come back. It'll be the Friday game, so I'll be there. You can check out some games at Scene Park for absolutely free. And the rock means absolutely free. Hashtag Strohs from Billy McCartney. To be fair, if the NBA had a Pittsburgh team, he would follow them.
Weren't they close to having something?
They had one. Pittsburgh Pride, maybe?
But,
Pittsburgh.
No, but weren't they going to buy out Detroit or something? Like when the Pistons?
No, they always talk about it. Yeah, but Billy's right. If Pittsburgh had a team, I would support them.
I probably would too.
I'd be all in. But I just don't see that happening.
Well, I mean, look at me, DJ. Like, I'm a Dolphins fan, and like
we try not to look at you as
I'm a Miami Hurricane fan.
I'm a Dolphins fan from heart, just because of my dad and his buddy. But like, I mean, like you're talking about like stopping supporting like teams like for different reasons. Like I should probably have been stopped supporting the Dolphins for many reasons a while back.
Why do you still support it? Just because they're your team?
Just because. I mean, I've always been a fan of them since Ricky
You like
Williams.
the colors, don't you?
No,
Your
I mean
colors.
their colors are
that
cool.
new teal
Their
jersey
color-
is
their-
sweet. Avery sent me one. Those are sweet.
Their color scheme is really cool, but I've always watched them. I mean, I don't really know why I'm still a fan, but just the fact that when Ricky Williams was playing for him, like that's when I was
Dante Culpepper.
I think that's when
Don't talk about
that's
that.
when they went 1-15.
Don't talk about that because they could have took Breeze.
What's the fan rule?
All right, so Billy's got a fan rule. If you haven't been to a home game, you can't be a fan.
I grew up right outside the stadium in a tent, so I went to a home game.
I don't agree with that because I guess you could be like, what do you say to a 5-year-old kid who's a fan of whatever team, the Cubs?
Yeah, that's tough.
But nobody likes your rules, Billy. We'll have Billy back on next week to be part of the show. Maybe he'll chime in. Maybe he'll be here. He doesn't have a whole lot going on. Astros just keep on winning. They're on cruise control. So maybe Billy will come in and be one of our guests on YSN. And just a reminder, too, for the Power Hour, starting in July, we will change everything to the digital side. So we will have people in different locations. You won't see.
I seen
this
something
much
like
anymore.
that.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. It will change it up a little bit, and we'll be back to 1 hour. It'll just be 1 hour show for the YSN Power Hour with the way it started out. And then it turned into 3 hours because we needed to fill. So we will go back to 1 hour. We will be Monday through Friday, each day at 3 o'clock. So make sure that you tune in starting in July for that. And then Ron Potesta in the fall will be back to every day from 12 to 3. So he'll have his normal spot. We'll follow him up. And maybe he'll make a couple guest appearances on the Power Hour because he's got some great takes. I never agree with any of them, but he's got.
He's
some
always
great
got
takes.
something, yeah.
Got some great takes. Billy's a diehard fan. 1 hour. He needs 3 hours. Well, you get 5 hours total of the Power Hour. You just need to watch all week.
3 hours. Yeah, that's true.
He's killing me. He's killing me with this chat because I feel like I'm talking to a camera. You know what I mean? One of those situations. If you've never talked to a camera before, if you've never been,
It's weird, man.
It is because you're trying to convey information and there's nobody else to.
You don't know how people are reacting to
spit it back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it is interesting. Yeah. Yes, Billy. 1 hour, and we can have it sponsored by Max Baseball Academy because I know you'd love that. You're a big supporter of the Power Hour, so
Yeah.
we'll get you on.
I'd like to do those random questions like they do. That'd be sweet.
Oh, he does a great job with that.
That'd be sweet.
He does a fantastic job with that. The Billy Max pregame or postgame sometimes questions, and he saw it off of Barstool, which is, as everybody knows, a lot of the inspiration for where this comes from and where you'll see the Power Hour go. It's much like the Barstool rundown. So we're excited to have that. And get a little bit more control. 3 hours is a long time. People don't realize.
I start to tap out like 1:30. I get tired.
You did like whenever we were tagging out though.
I do like I do like that.
We're all looking at Quinn.
I know. I can feel it.
What are you doing?
I don't know. My watch vibrated, and I don't know why.
Is that on iWatch? Doesn't look like it.
It's a 44 inch, I think, or 44 whatever millimeter or whatever the hell it is.
I don't know what this one is. G-Shock.
I
I also want to give a shout out to Dimsio. They are in Columbiana, and the owner reached out to us and said, hey, want to thank you for all the shout outs and stuff. So we're going to be getting a watch from Dimsio in Columbiana that we'll show off proudly here at YSN. Thank them for their support. He's like, listen, man, I want to help you and give you something for just a show of appreciation. So he said, come down, pick out a watch, some sunglasses. All right, let's
There
do
you
it.
go.
So what I'm thinking is I'll probably get all you guys a watch and some shades so you can rock Dimsio wherever you go. And then he's going to be a proud sponsor of YSN again. So excited for that. New age, what does it say? New pregame questions tonight at 8:30. Uh-oh, it's a big game.
Who they got?
Astros and prospects.
Oh, okay. You're calling this one?
I'm
no,
not.
Mr. Potesta is. Mr. Potesta.
Mr. Potesta. We'll be calling that, and he is jacked because this is a big game for the Astros. It's a big game for the prospects. It's one that prospects are an up-and-coming team looking to make their name, and the target is squarely on the back, as we've told many, 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 many times, on the back of the Astros. Problem is the Astros know that, and they're looking to keep the teams and the separation down at the bottom of the pile. So I'm excited for this one. I'll be watching. I'm always watching. So hopefully you are too. That game is at 8:30 tonight on YSN Field 1. If you're looking to get tickets, you don't have to because you can just walk right in through the gate and enjoy it and hear the golden pipes of Ron Potesta on YSN.
I heard something interesting. Remember we talked about how I said Ron and Ellie used to be the powerhouse?
Yeah.
So a guy I coached with, Corey Hill, he said that Creekside took it over, absorbed Ron and Ellie. So essentially that, I guess, Ron and Ellie.
So they're still high and mighty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's all. It usually, I don't want to say it always comes down to. It usually comes down to Creekside and Astros, or Creekside Astros and Baird when Baird had the franchise. Baird, a proud sponsor of YSN now. They get all the games. So that's the beauty of being the Baird brothers right now. Is you
Does
get
A to Z have teams in all of
they
them?
do. Yeah, they do. And it's no, A to Z is 16 and 14, and then Dura Edge is the 18, and that's the one Terry Dobson coaches. So
he's been around there forever.
He has.
It was Riser and David Sugar back in the day.
Oh, was it?
Riser Group.
Riser Group.
Riser Group Insurance Company, yeah, from back in the day.
I love listen, and you'll be hard pressed to find anybody other than the people at the ballpark that love Scene Park as much as I do. Like I could be there every day, all day, call games. I love it. Literally love it. Few things in life you talk about loving, but you actually love.
Yeah.
Like I've said this before. I would have been heartbroken had we not had Scene Park baseball, Class B baseball this year. Just the people there, the personalities, good, bad, and different. We had Mike Cifaldi on the show yesterday on Running Point. Had an interview with Mike Cifaldi. he's going to be helping me call the game tomorrow. So I'm excited for that.
I guess I was right.
Spot on. Billy McCartney knows everything. Apparently he doesn't know our phone number because he wants to keep on chatting on the YSN chat on the message boards. But yeah, I think that it's a big game for these two teams. To go back to kind of the beginning of the circle. If you're the guy, right? The Astros are the guy. You don't want to lose to the up and comer.
No.
And if you're the up and comer,
you want to beat the dude. Yeah.
This is the guy. This is where you make your name in lights. This is. The Undertaker always said, "I'll make you famous." Here it is. The Astros will make you famous.
Yeah.
So here's the chance. That should be a shirt. Oh, that should be a shirt.
I like the Dirty Birds.
You like the Dirty Birds shirt?
Let's see. I'm getting one of those.
We're excited to. We're in this partnership with the Fresh Prince of Youngstown, and it's Prints, not like Will Smith.
It's a great name.
Oh, it's a fantastic name. And he's, just by the name, you oftentimes can judge how creative someone can be. And Brent is unbelievably creative. He's got so much talent. He did a bunch of shirts for South Range. I was turned on to him by a couple different people, and I said, "Hey, here's an idea I have." He comes through and he's like, "Give me 5 different ones you want up front." The Pono shirt I love because it's just like the Bono shirt. The brick by brick one is perfect, and I know that my wife's not happy because I'm going to be buying a lot of shirts. The Dirty Bird shirt.
I'm getting the Dirty Birds.
Yeah, the Dirty Bird shirt's legit. Like it's so sharp, and we wanted to do that to pay homage to the Astro Falcons, the original of the. I mean, you have the Astro Falcons. And I think Roth Brothers is the only other team that's been around nearly as long as the Astro Falcons have. And there's so many community members and good baseball players that have worn the blue and orange and played for the Astro Falcons. I wanted to.
Yeah.
I would have loved to.
Yeah.
They were the New York Yankees of Bob Seton Park.
Yeah.
And I played for, like, the Marlins.
Hey, the Marlins got the ship, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't get the ship.
Like the wildest.
I played for, like, the Marlins the year after they won the ship both times when they sold everybody. So I think I still have my Express shirt somewhere. My Express jersey. It's like, I think the Jordan, what was it, the Peaches, the girls that played baseball, Rockford Peaches.
Yeah, the Rockford Peaches.
They had better uniforms than I did for the Express. I mean, they were terrible. Like, they were so heavy, but they were so ugly at the same time. And it was one of those situations where my coach he handed out the shirts, and it was like 1 through 15. I was like, what is this?
Yeah.
You didn't get to pick your numbers?
No. Like, I had to pick 3 or 1 instead of 31. And I'm like, I guess I'll go with 3. Bad move.
Huge. Just jersey that was huge, right?
Yeah, I mean, it was humongous. So, like, I'm a catcher. I'm sweating through in the jersey, it was navy blue. And by the end of the season, it was, like, so many different colors of blue.
From the sweat.
Because it was all, like, here, because that's where my chest protector was.
Yeah.
So it was disgusting. Yeah. And I kept it just to show people, like, this is what I had to deal with when I was in Class B. Like, I was promised the world. And no, it doesn't come through.
Well, yeah, just like, you're talking about, like, just Astro Falcons. Like, when Ryan was playing at Class B, like, I mean, I'd go up to every game at Seton Park and just, like, everyone was talking about Astros. And, it was kind of funny because when Ryan was on that Creekside team that won the NABF, and so, that was another experience and all that, but, like, that was just, like, at one point someone was finally got past the Astros and was actually better than the Astros, which at that time
doesn't happen.
No one was like, everyone was like, wow.
It's like coming out of the AFC and playing Tom Brady and Patriots.
Yeah, who do we play? Oh, damn it.
Damn it.
We will preview the weekend ahead on YSN, and we will also talk a little bit about the Trumbull Mahoning Bill Cefera Classic that happened last night on YSN. We return. Don't go anywhere.
21
Good evening,
News.
and thank you for joining us.
Let's get right to our top
More
story
experienced reporters,
A new Wilmington restaurant.
GM Lordstown.
Telling more local stories
We'll look at
Baby
efforts
boy
to
is
curb
recovering from a broken.
around our
Good
valley
Community in
afternoon.
Niles,
We are
one
here in
Triangle Valley
Youngstown, right
business.
because you expect
It's important for everyone. No place like home.
more local news.
In Mercer County
Before
Court.
they become life-threatening.
21 News is our valley's #1 local news.
Welcome home to a home made homier with Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods. Inspiration starts at BairdBrothers.com and is turned into reality when high-quality hardwoods are delivered right to your home. Baird Brothers has the latest design trends, shiplap and skinny lap interior siding, antique oak rustic flooring, and, well, you'll find them all at BairdBrothers.com. Ordered easily, delivered conveniently, enjoyed comfortably. BairdBrothers.com.
Hello, I'm Greg Burbick with G. Burbick Farms. For the last 100 years, my family has farmed in Columbiana and Mahoning counties. I began raising cattle in 1996 with the goal of providing a better product for you and your family on the dinner table. Our grass-fed and grain-supplemented Black Angus beef are raised with no hormones, steroids, or antibiotics. We're known for our hometown-friendly service and incredible tasting products. We're locally owned and have customers across the tri-state area. Our products go from our farm to your family. Stop by our farm on New Buffalo Road or visit us on the web at gburbickfarms.com. Don't forget to like us on Facebook. G. Burbick Farms, it just tastes better.
And welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the YSN Power Hour. It is 2:30. You know what that means. It's almost time for the G. Burbick Farms What's Your Beef? Brought to you proudly by G. Burbick Farms. You can visit them on the web or go to New Buffalo Road in Columbiana and pick up your beef for your table and get everything ready. Man, good grief. 4th of July is right around the corner, guys. Get everything ready for your cookout, for your barbecues, because not a whole lot of fireworks to be heard of this 4th of July, and that makes me sad.
I know.
I love the 4th of July. I love the fireworks, and it just doesn't seem like it's happening
It's
in a lot
just-
of places.
Not even the fireworks, but I've only been coming down Palestine's 4th of July, you know, because they did 3-on-3 and stuff.
Yeah.
The last couple of years, but not even the fireworks. Just seeing everyone come together, and now it's just like, wait, what? You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, it's frustrating.
everyone at the park hanging out, like a community thing. It was awesome.
Yeah, because I don't think we have any crime during that day
No,
for the
it's-
most part. I don't know. I mean, I was on council, so there wasn't an uptick. I know that,
Yeah.
but it's one of those things where everybody's enjoying their freedoms on that day, and this is just going to be a stark reminder of what we've had to give up in the face of COVID. You know, so it sucks. So COVID can kiss my ass. I know that.
Yep.
And you know, I want my fireworks. I want. Can you imagine if it goes till December with Christmas? Like that would wreck so many things. At that point, I think people would be like, you know what? I'm risking it for the biscuit.
Well, that's the problem. I was just thinking about when you said Christmas was Black Friday, like that's gonna be very bad.
If the
like,
second wave hits in the fall, then yeah, it's gonna run into it. But if it hits like in August, like they say or whatever,
that should only last till October. So if they do the 3-month, hopefully it's not a 3-month shutdown. Like I don't think our economy can.
I can't do it. I drove myself crazy. I couldn't do it.
No,
was
that's
fine.
when you jumped on here. You were ready to go. Like you were ready to do something new.
Yeah, I got to do something. I was so bored.
Quinn, this one affects you more than most. Vince Carter officially retiring.
Yeah,
That's basketball news.
it is. Sad news. Sad day.
You said a stat during the break.
Yeah, he's first player in NBA history to play in 4 different decades.
That's crazy.
Who do you start with? The Raptors, then
89,
98.
98. No, wait a minute. 98.
Then you go 08, 18, and 2020. 4 different decades. Still 4 decades. Doesn't matter. You played in a decade.
I don't know if I'm buying that one.
2020 is a new decade, right?
2021 is actually a new decade, in my book.
Well, in the calendar year, 2020 is the new decade.
still sweet.
It's still cool, but like
4 decades.
Vinsanity, man. I
like that he made his last shot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That's a moment. Like, it was a 3. It wasn't a dunk.
This shows how old he got, though. Chucking up a 3 instead of doing one of those old windmill dunks or whatever.
That's all he had open.
Yeah, Kobe lost those.
They were giving him whatever he wanted on that last one.
I think he would have been cool to end up with a dunk with his arm
Vinsanity
through.
dunk.
Yeah.
That'd been sweet.
But
he lost all of that vertical, though.
No, he was still dunking.
Not like he used to.
Still putting him down.
He lost his.
He was like 85 years old.
85. Still.
85 going on.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, he was born in like 46. Like the Titanic was. He was there.
Dude, he was a hooper. I like him in Toronto, obviously, because that's where Vince Sanity was created. But he was sweet with the nets. He was good with the nets.
He was drama. I watched a little thing on him, a little ditty on him.
Early?
He was
early
drama.
on, yeah, because he had it was him.
Him
The
and
Raptors
T
hated
Mac.
The Raptors hated him. Now I did in that little haul that I got yesterday from Parts Unknown. I got a Vince Carter Raptors jersey.
They're sweet. Like the old school ones are sweet.
My wife looked at me and she's like, "What is that?" She's like, "I don't like dinosaurs." Has nothing to do.
Good thing it's the NBA.
It had nothing to do with dinosaurs. There's a giant raptor on the front, if you're not familiar. So, interesting nonetheless. We have Anthony Hartwig's going to call in here in a minute, and we're going to talk about the Bill Cefera Classic. That was last night between Mahoning and Trumbull. Interesting that the rosters, you know what I mean, the way it's set up, because some of the teams, or some of the kids girls from Mahoning County actually end up on the Trumbull County roster because they needed players and things like that. It was a great situation for everybody except for YSN. We had some technical difficulties that Anthony had to fight through, and came out champion on the other side. So when he calls in, we'll make sure he pops on. Do you guys have any just memories that are just burned in your memory about Vince Carter?
I don't know. The dunk competition.
Dunk contest is mine.
Well, it has to be
Dunk
because
contest,
at first they didn't even realize he put his whole arm in the ring. Like,
the
what
dude
did
could fly. He was able to fly at North Carolina, though.
Straight buckets, though. You look at Vince Carter, just straight buckets.
I remember when he played for the Nets. I think they were playing the Heat. He got a steal on the wing and just flung it back.
He was solid.
Yeah, it was nuts.
Joining us at this time on the YSN hotline is the man, the myth, the legend, the content director and social media director for YSN. It is Anthony Hartwig, who can also be seen Monday, Wednesday, Friday alongside Ron Potesta on Running Point. Ant, how are you?
How are we doing, guys?
Doing well, brother. How was the Bill Cefera Classic last night? You had a chance to call it, and obviously, like I said, you were able to overcome some of the technical difficulties that were thrown at you. It was still a great game for a great cause, and it was a lot of great young ladies playing in that game.
Say the first thing I want to say is Mike Kernan did a great job of setting us up and getting us out there and accommodating all of our needs despite the technical difficulties that I had. None of it could have been done without him helping us and getting us a spot, in a great spot, because we had a great angle for our camera view. And I was just glad that even though audio wasn't able to come through, I was still able to get the video up and running for the whole game.
So to preface this, Anthony calls me right after my game last night that I was at Scene Park, and he says, are you done first? I want to make sure that, and when he says that, I know it's going to be a long conversation. It's not going to be good. So he's like, I kind of forgot to turn my volume up until about the 5th inning. And I was like, okay, that's fine. And he just goes on and rambles on his list. It was a tough night for Anthony. It was a long day for Mr. Hartwig. But he comes through as, like I said, a champion on the other side. Seeing the pictures of Anthony with the players just brings a smile to my face because he's so well loved in that community. And the game itself, Ant, was it a good game?
It was a great game. I mean, when you get to see, Allison Smith pitch in the circle for champ one last time in that champion jersey, that's just an image that you don't forget. And then when you kind of see all these stars, I mean, so many great players in the area that you get to see in their high school jersey one last time. And then when some of them get a home run, like when Brooke Bobby steps up last at bat of her high school career, hits a home run. You feel for him because even Brooke Bobby's not a player that normally hits home runs. So when she steps up to the plate, her last at bat in that jersey and hits a home run, you just can't write stuff like that.
Who ended up winning the ball game?
Trumbull County won 6-2.
And quickly, what and how do you spell Trumbull?
Oh, well, there are two Trumbull counties. I don't know if you knew that. I mean, people were saying that they live in the one that I was spelling for about 3 innings, but it's Trumbull. And as soon as I noticed that I spelled it wrong, I went and switched it. But man, I typed in Trumbull like 5 seconds before the game started. So that was like the last thing I did, and I didn't have the state of mind to double check myself to make sure I spelled it right. I spelled it phonetically.
Were you frazzled going into the game because there were so many things that you hadn't called a game for 3 months?
That, I mean, there was. I hadn't called the game for 3 months. I rushed to get there because the game was slated at 5:30, so I wanted to get there in time to set everything up. I was using your equipment, so there were a couple of things that were a little bit new to me. The MiFi, I couldn't find. I called you. I couldn't find an SIM card for the MiFi. There's so many things that were kind of I had to fight through. But like I said, I was happy that I was at least able to get the video up and people were able to watch those kids and then hear my call for about the last half of the game.
Yeah, you were catching some heat on Facebook Live last night. I tried to I tried to deflect it a little bit and get it off of you. But overall, I mean, I think that everybody was happy that you could get the game broadcast. Everybody seemed to have a good time, and naturally, you were in your habitat there where you enjoy more than anything girls fast pitch softball. And I saw the smile on your face after the game, which warmed my heart once again. What was your favorite part of last night? Was it just the atmosphere? Was it being around softball? What was it?
I think my favorite part was after the game, seeing the camaraderie of all the girls in the area that all know each other. They got to play with each other on the field one last time. Because a lot of these girls play travel ball for teams that go all across the state, so they don't really get to see the players that they play with in their community. So they got to see everyone that they played with or against one last time, and everyone hung out for about like an hour after the game just because they wanted to take in that last kind of breath of community softball before either they went off to college to be an academic or they went off to college just to play softball in the next level. So it was really cool just to see the softball community in this community kind of come together and the camaraderie between the players and the coaches.
Did you feel that there was some finality last night that they were missing for not having their spring season?
Absolutely, especially the champion players, the Poland players, the players that were on teams that you really felt like had a shot to compete for district, regional, and state championships. When they got to go out and represent their school one last time, you kind of felt the pride they had in being able to do that.
Anthony, we talked earlier about kind of being a hangover all-star team. Is there 3 people at YSN that you'd want to hang out with for an entire weekend and get into trouble with?
I'd say I would go with Tristan because I think me and him would have a good time, and he'll protect me if anyone tries to start stuff.
He'll at least take a punch.
I'll do my best.
I would go with. I have a good time with Leslie, and it's always fun to hang out with him. So I'll go with me, Tristan, and Steve Leslie will be a good 3 to kind of have that hangover experience with.
Love it. I love that Tristan's going to take a punch for you. So are you the guy that's going to instigate and Tristan's going to have to back you up?
Oh yeah, I'll poke the bear and then Tristan will have to fight him.
I'll poke the berry more than we'll let Leslie handle it.
So there it is. Steve Leslie is going to be the guy that has to defend your honor. And tomorrow, I mean, you and Ron will talk a lot about, I'm sure, the Astro game tonight. That you'll probably talk a little bit about your game from last night. Talk about from your standpoint, what it's like to do a talk show 3 days a week and then have your boss call you and say, hey, can you jump on and talk about that game from last night?
I'll tell you, it's last night after the game, after I called the game, I was kind of toasted, man, because not just being on the show for 3 hours and then calling a game, that's fine, but then you also deal with all the stress and all the stuff that went on. So I was toasted, but I was happy to call on to the Power Hour. I love you guys, and I love being on the show when I can get in there. So I'm ready to go. If you give me a night's sleep after a long day, I'm ready to go the next day. So I got a lot of gas in the tank, and I'm ready for whatever the next thing is, which is running point tomorrow from 12 to 3.
And what's funny is you did all of that last night and yesterday, and you still got every story up for Scene Park. So Anthony Hartwig is the guy that if you're looking to point finger to the person that keeps this train chugging, Anthony is definitely one of the front runners. My friend, thank you so much for calling in. Enjoy your day off, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right, guys. Thanks for having me.
That's Anthony Hartwig, the voice of, well, he's the voice of many things here at YSN, but I've never met someone that is so absolutely just infatuated with girls sports and particularly girls softball, and he knows the players, he knows the sport, he knows the game, and he's able to not only instruct but talk about it so well and so eloquently, and that's why we love him. But Anthony was there last night, called the entire game. Half of it got broadcast, as he alluded to. And the thing is, here it's not about, like, yes, we want to put on a high quality production, we want to deliver, but we're all about failing forward. And what people won't know is Anthony took that assignment an hour before he left. Like, he's calling his mom like, hey, we got to go here. We got to go to Liberty Park. He took the bullet for me. So Anthony does a lot. Everybody here at YSN wears many hats. And that's one thing that I don't think people really understand or know, that especially like Quinn doing his blog, and you will get Tristan and Brendan in doing their blogs at some point. And everybody. We're trying to get people excited. What's that?
Looking at cars.
It's that $110,000 car that you were telling me about, giving me garbage for.
Okay.
Had to pull it up.
Yeah, whatever floats your boat, dude. Whatever gets you going.
Brother?
My favorite thing about Anthony, though, is when he doesn't want to talk, he just hangs up on people.
Yeah.
Click.
Big fan.
Kind of busy right now. I know it's a talk show, but do not call in. Click.
Little DNC. Click. Though, I mean, if he knows, if he knows it's a Raiders fan, there's no way they're getting on.
Yeah.
There's no way. Like, Paul Munson will never call in if Anthony's at the helm, because Anthony won't let him on because, number one, he hates the Raiders because he's a Chiefs fan. And, well, I think those two have a little bit of this too. So it's funny to watch. Munson has a little bit of this with everybody. So we just kind of let him go. Guys, the G. Berbick Farms, let's switch gears real quick to our G. Berbick Farms What's Your Beef? We started with you last time, first newbie. We're going to start on this side of the table. And if you say, I don't have one, you're fired.
Oh, he's trying so hard to think of one right now.
I got one for you. He said
trying to think of ways to go around saying I don't have one. I'm trying to think of other alternatives.
I'm prepping for it. I'm ready.
I don't know. I'm getting there. Let's see. I'll just walk out. I don't have one. I'm happy today.
You're fired.
That's fine. I'm happy today. It's great. It's a fun time.
Rip up your contract.
I never signed one.
Don't say that on air. T, what do you got?
The Hall of Fame game getting canceled.
Yeah, it's
because I have full intentions on going. I was gonna figure it out. So. And Fauci still.
If Fauci was here right now,
I'd roundhouse him.
First throw, roundhouse.
Oh yeah.
Would you throw up like Dukes and then just roundhouse?
I would do the corner. I'd put him back, and then roundhouse.
B, what do you got?
I'm a big video game guy, so like just hearing all about the stuff about like the PS5 and Xbox, how much they're gonna cost.
How much?
It's like $800.
Still got an Xbox.
Yeah.
360.
So like the PS5, like the PS5, just like I want that so bad, just because, or like even the Xbox, because the Xbox is good quality too, but just like the fact that it's gonna cost that much.
They're basically like computers now.
Yeah, they really are. I mean,
and a computer is going to cost you $1,000.
Hey, there was a. Have you guys seen the picture of the PS5? Okay, so I'll put it into perspective.
One looks like a router and one looks like a mini fridge. I did see that.
Okay.
So the PS5 is the one that looks like a router, but it, not even joking, it looks like the Barclays Center. Like the outside design of the front part of the Barclays Center is pretty much.
Did Jay-Z design it?
I don't know. But I mean, or someone said it looks like a arts and like performance center at a college because of how the design was. But yeah, it's just like
Jay-Z this, Jay-Z that.
I'm a big like PS5.
So which one are you gonna go with? You're gonna go with PS5?
Yeah, I mean, like I was an Xbox guy for a while, and then like the PS4 came out, and like
It's better for sports games, isn't it?
yeah. Well, and then also MLB the Show is like
Is now gonna be on Xbox.
yes.
I don't know.
But so I don't know which one I want to get, and plus I might wait a while to get one because of the fact of how much they're going to cost. So I might wait till whatever we have, if we have a Black Friday, to go out and get it.
Oh, I'm
but,
sure we'll have a Black Friday.
Yeah,
guaranteed.
But,
Retail's not going to miss that.
It's gonna be cyber stuff,
But,
if anything.
But yeah, so that's my beef. Just the fact that every single year they raise the price on
It was
everything.
$500 for Xbox One when it came out.
Yeah.
I remember that distinctly.
Yeah, because I got it right away.
I did too. I didn't expect there to be one.
I
And I was at Walmart, and I got my TV, got my 70-inch TV, and then I was like, I walked by the person with all the tickets, and I was like, wait, are those for Xboxes? He's like, yeah. But you have any? Yeah, we got like 50 of them.
Yeah.
Give it.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's just like it just annoys me of how much like they're raising the price so much.
Well, again, it's a computer now. Like that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
PlayStation's so close to being a computer.
Yeah, like a MacBook is going to cost you $2,500.
Yeah.
I'm
So
still using a Chromebook because I can't figure out on a MacBook. I can't use it. No. Barely use this thing. That's just text and answer phone calls.
and we're so proud of you.
I didn't even want this. My other one broke. I'm gonna go back. I'm like, can I have a 6? He's like, dude, we don't make those anymore. Oh, what the hell do you have then? He jumped all the way to 10.
Oh, you got a 10 spot.
Yeah.
Got the X.
I'm a pretty big deal now.
Yeah, you are pretty big. Back to you.
Back to me.
You've had time.
But I don't got anything. Like I'm in a great spot. We had
You're on
practice
this show
last night.
every day.
I don't usually have beef. That's why. Like
you have beef.
Just take it when it
You don't
comes.
got beef with your car? Like, just blowed him?
No, because it's my own fault. I ran over a screw that I didn't clean up. I don't have beef with Smack.
See how quickly he
I
changes.
know better than to have beef with Smack.
You got beef with the guy that sold you that as a legit jersey?
No, I'm good.
Dude, it's like made of wool.
I don't know. It's a jersey. It's the first one in the closet, so I'm happy to have it.
My goodness.
Great player, too.
What was I after? Shoot, I had beef. Son of a gun. I had it too. I was ready.
You're so worried about firing him.
Fired.
Stop it.
You don't got it. Fired. I fire you.
Oh.
Fire me from what?
When is this one-on-one game happening? Or you had someone sub in for you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he chickened out.
You playing a Schuster or something like that?
Yeah, he chickened out. He knew he couldn't win, so he chickened out.
I'm just saying, like, if you got the team,
I had to run
use it.
still, but hey, whatever.
Oh, you quantify what you did as running?
I had to fall, but regardless.
Twice?
What about golf? Why don't you do
You look like you look like
That's what I said. I said we should just go golf.
you look like
Call it
Mowgli
even,
from
go
the
golf.
Jungle Book, and
Ooh.
you're gonna say you run.
I got one. I thought about this. I want to call you out on something.
Let's go.
What was that we played for the Patriots one Sunday in the park? It was softball golf.
Oh yeah.
I want you. Softball golf.
All right, deal.
What
Maybe
is
we'll
that?
make a thing of it.
It's awesome.
What is that?
So we made this up, where you take your own bat, your own ball, and we're in the park, and you have to pick like what to hit. So you can pick across the park. You can pick a trash can. But you're just playing it. Okay, that's going to be a par 4. That's going to be. You just add up. It was actually really fun. We had our entire team do it. Might be something we do.
It'd be sweet.
For YSN.
That'd be sweet. I don't hit very far, so I'm gonna lose. But
Well, but you're accurate.
I hope so.
But it's not always good to hit far, because if you call and you're like 30 feet that way, and you just hit a ground ball and it hits that, you get a hole in one. So softball golf was legit. They're doing frisbee golf right now in the East Palestine Park there. I know they're trying to set that up, but softball golf is where it was at.
Softball golf is where it's at, for sure.
You know what's cool is we got this from my dad for Father's Days. It's a cornhole board that has holes in it like
Golf.
Cup pong.
Oh, cup pong?
Yeah.
I saw one for golf, and I was like, I
No,
want that.
it is golf. It is
Okay.
golf. It is golf. and you just chip it in. It's pretty much the same thing as.
That's what I want.
Are you talking about the ones that had the bigger hole, like big?
Yeah,
holes?
they have bigger holes.
Yeah, these ones just are in the shape of cup pong on pretty much a cornhole board.
The other game
chip it in.
that we're talking about bringing into YSN Studios and starting to put a leaderboard up is what the heck is it? Screw whatever, something like you throw like washer.
Oh,
you throw
okay.
washer toss.
So you win the goldfish or whatever at the fair.
Well, kind of. It's a box and it's got a hole in the middle of it.
Oh, I know
and
what you're talking
you've got
about.
to throw it across. So if we start doing washer toss tournaments, there can be some serious. But the creme de la creme, and now I remember my G Burbick Farm beef, is the Wii. We found a Wii. We were given
I'll tag team on that one. I don't like that Wii.
That one. See, now he was a tag team. Now he's double fired.
That's fine.
We were given, my wife and I and the girls were given a Wii by one of our dearest friends. We held on to it. My wife didn't know that we received this Wii because the girls are 3 now. At the time, they were 2.5. So the one night I decided I was going to set it up. And my wife goes, "What the hell are you doing?" And I'm setting it up in the living room, by the way. And I said, "Well, so-and-so gave us this Wii." And she goes, "I don't think so. The girls are too young. They're 3. The whole Wii thing is, and when the Wii first came out, people were, doing this, and they would throw it accidentally through their TVs.
Me.
Did you?
Oh yeah, multiple.
And multiple times he said.
Not through the TV, but I would throw it and hit something.
Yeah, you don't mean to do it.
Yeah.
It just happens.
Yeah.
And quickly, I realized that it's my TV. Like, it's my TV.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I think I'm going to err on the side of caution on this one. So I got a call from the person who gave us the Wii. Hey, how do the girls like the Wii? I'm not allowed to set it up. I'm not allowed to. I gave him we decided as a family that we can't, and so he was like, oh, okay. Like, I thought he was going to be mad. He was super cool about it. So then my wife's like, you need to do something with this Wii. They're not allowed to play this till they're 5. There's no way that I'm going to let a Wii sit around the house for 2 years. So we brought it in. And it's one of those things like, I'm going to get use out of it if we can, and then worst case scenario, I'll go buy the girls their own Wii, or whatever at that point. So we brought it in, and Quinn was doing AAU stuff, and I said, hey, your job today is to set up this Wii. First problem was there was no color on the Wii. It was black and white on our TV. And then there was a disc. No,
the disc won't be red.
Yeah, so disc won't be red.
The laser's bad or something.
So like we had these high hopes because they gave us some awesome games. And then Quinn brought in like Mario Kart.
Oh,
so
Mario Kart's awesome.
We were gonna have some Mario Kart
tournaments. Oh.
And we live in a fishbowl here at YSN, so like you can see everything. The only guard we have is the front door that looks like a locker room with our YSN logo on it. Everything else you can see what goes on. So people constantly are walking by and looking to see what we're doing. And I was excited at the thought of everybody like fist fighting over Mario Kart the way that we did in college. And the Wii doesn't work. So we're all hyped. So we're going to fix this Wii, or we're going to buy a new one. And
I'll bring in my 64 too.
Yeah, I mean, there's a hookup for it.
NFL Blitz and NBA Jams.
Yeah.
I used
Corner
to,
3.
There used to be a game that I would play. It's called NHL Slapshot, and you could go from Pee Wee all the way up to the NHL, and it was just a career mode thing. And it was funny because it came with a hockey stick that you put the nunchuck and the controller in, and you could literally like hold it like a hockey stick. And so for the past 2 years, I've been looking for a Wii on Amazon and the game, and I still can't find one. Like
$165. That's the best I found for a Wii. So, and I'm on the Facebook Marketplace right now. Quick story before we go. You just reminded me of it. The Slapshot Challenge. You and I went to, and our families went to. What do you call it? Is it Pittsburgh PPG Arena?
Yeah. Oh yeah, that was.
So we go, and Verizon has this like thing where you can do a slap shot as hard as you can into a net, and they shoot it for you, and then they'll send it to your phone. So B goes, your dad went, Ryan went, then I went. I completely whiffed, number one. But then this big guy, like tall, person comes in behind us, and Ryan's like enamored. B's brother, and I turned around, I'm like, what's the deal? He's like, that dude just said his name's Mason. It was Mason Rudolph.
Oh man!
And he peppered a puck at 94 miles an hour.
And it was like a foam puck.
Yeah, it's a foam puck, and he peppered at 94.
Is he pretty big in person?
Oh,
yeah, he's tall. He's tall. You can tell he's an athlete. He was with another player. We didn't know who that was, but Mason he's an athlete.
Oh yeah.
So. Anyone that can get a helmet to the head and get up and move.
Well, that's it. My man is ready to go. Ready to go. Worst haircut in football, but he needed it for that particular occasion. Guys, that's going to wrap up the Power Hour for this week. Any takeaways for the week that you want to change for next week? The last week of the in-house Power Hour.
I don't know.
You still like? I like 1 hour.
I like an hour.
1 hour. So we'll go back to 1 hour starting in 2 weeks. Next week will be the last 3 hour editions of the YSN Power Hour. So make sure you tune in for that. Maybe we'll have a funeral for the 3 hour edition of the Power Hour. We'll come in suits.
Player to rest.
B, thanks for coming in. Yep. We appreciate it. You're always welcome. But that's going to do it for the YSN Power Hour. For Q, for T, for B, and for me. This is the YSN Power Hour. Have a good weekend.
Ah, the details. Baird Brothers Fine Hardwoods is one fine ride. Perfect cornering, superb handling, sporty and stylish, power to spare, plus awesome mileage. Yeah, jaw-droppingly beautiful lines and well-appointed with luxurious trim. Put more oomph in your life and start beholding the molding. Find your home's fine hardwood at BairdBrothers.com.
Storm season.
I think we're under the gun for some heavy storms over the next couple of hours.
And Storm Tracker 21 is ready.
This is probably the one we're keeping a closer eye on.
On air.
And locally, we're going to have a lot of eyes on our area.
Online.
All right, let's talk high-risk futurecast and the timing of this weather.
On social media and on our app.
The inner showers I'm keeping my eye on in parts of Columbiana County.
Stay ready with Storm Tracker 21.
The severe weather threat now through around sunset this evening.
Hi everyone, this is DJ Yoakley with Your Sports Network. We appreciate your support of YSN and welcome you to the YSN family. Our broadcast streams are brought to you live at no cost to you by sponsors that are local to this community. Without the vision and generosity of our sponsors and partners, we would not be able to bring this game to you today. So please support the great businesses and leaders that are making this game possible. And if you're a business in need of great advertising and sponsorship opportunities, feel free to head over to our site for more information on the right fit for you. We are local, we are loyal, and we are live. We are YSN.